Hey everybody! Hope you guys are doing well. Can you guys hear me okay? Just want to make sure. Can you guys hear me okay? Am I coming through? How's the stream? How am I doing? Ugh. Am I good? Am I live? Am I good? Hi! Okay, where's bro at? I'm at Kenny's house. But I got a green screen. I got a camera attachment so I could do this stuff now at her house. We're good. Like literally, it's like you're red. Well, the lighting's a little different. It's a little different. It's not going to be like exactly the same. But I mean, point is like I could stream now from here, and the streams will look exactly the same. No real changes to quality or anything like that. So that was the whole point of like kind of making sure everything's all good. So now whether I'm home or here, I could maintain a constant stream. Red? How red am I? Bro, hold on. How red? What is this? What kind of song just came up? Hold on. Let me look here. How red am I? Let me turn this on because maybe it matches the tone of the redness. How red am I? Let me check on my phone. How red am I in comparison? To be fair, I will say my camera at home does desaturate my face. But let me look here. How red? Let me look. Yeah, I look pretty red. Okay, we'll fix that for next time. Whatever. Tomatoes? Are you kidding me? It's not that bad, bro. It's just like a little... Ugh. Alright, whatever. Get out of here. You guys are a bunch of trolls. You're a bunch of little trolls. Okay, so what I wanted to do today, or at least right now, is I wanted to go over what I missed in the last couple of days. There has been... Dude, why is everyone saying I look like a tomato? Is it that bad? No way. There's no way it's that bad. What does this one do? Now I'm bright as hell. Is that better, though? Did I get you guys to shut up? Is it better now? I don't know. Okay. Still red. Cool. Look like an albino. He's Jesus. What? Flashbanged. What is going on? What do you mean? Bro, what are you talking about? What does this one do? Hey, you know what? You guys suck. We're gonna stick with that. We're sticking with that. We're gonna stick with that because you guys are mean. You telling me I look like a tomato? No, I don't. Light skin. Oh my What is going on, bro? Bro, I can't with you guys. I just can't. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to ignore you guys now, and we're going to go over some of the stuff that we missed. Okay? So let me lower this down a little bit. So first thing first, I did miss, no, I didn't really miss a whole lot, but a lot of, essentially what's happened is there's been a lot of interviews. I haven't been able to read them. I haven't been able to watch any. I've been busy, and I've been flying and setting up a stream setup here. We're looking at tomato here. That's okay. We're gonna, Sam is red. If one more person says I'm red, you're dead. Do you understand me? One more person. One thing I am gonna react to. That was so loud. I'm gonna react to hi, look where I'm at. I'm gonna react to this. I messaged Fidel. I asked him, and he says I could totally do this. I want to react to Fidel's interview with Takashi Iizuka. I did not watch this at all, so I want to watch that. I want to get some insight. Motherfuckers. All right, listen here. I'm putting a filter. I can't. Y'all keep saying I look red, and it's pissing me off. All right, hold on. Just give me a second. I'm gonna do color correction. All right, I'm doing color correction now. You guys Mom, they keep making fun of me. I look pale as fuck. Am I good now? There. Damn. Shut up. What was I at before? I looked like this. Hold on. I want to get a comparison. I looked like this before. And now we're going to bring this shit to like here. There. Damn. You're blue? Stop it. No, I don't. You stop it right now. I'm good now. We're good. We're not doing this. Okay, so now we're gonna react to this thing. Okay, whitewashed. All right. Like, does anyone know how to make a new community? I want to make a new one. Here we go. We're gonna watch this together. All right. I assume you guys watched it. Because you guys are not gonna be able to watch this in its entirety. Like, I'm gonna watch the whole thing, but I'm gonna be pausing constantly and talking over it. If you came here to watch the actual thing, I recommend you go to his channel. I will also link to it once I'm done reacting to it. Erwin, you look like an orangish over here.
I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ignore you now.
It's like,
Oh my god, he found his dad.
it's a big deal. It's like, for me, it's like, the Sonic is like everything to me, you know?
Oh, it's kind of quiet.
For me, like, process my emotions and everything about Sonic.
Can you guys hear it okay?
So I was wondering, right?
I want to say it's a little hard to hear. Let me see if I can hire it up on my end here. It's low. It's very low. Yeah, that's kind of... The video itself is...
How do you feel right now?
He said, how do you feel right now?
Sonic is in like the best position he's been in so long. We've got, like,
He's right.
We've got Sonic Frontiers has been awesome.
Way low.
Sonic
Wow.
Sonic.
Okay, damn. All right, hold on. Let me bring it to 5 decibels.
Sonic is just left and right media.
The video itself is quiet. Okay, I'm going to set this to 0 decibels. Like, it's going to be the same... Just get ready.
It's a big deal. It's like, for me, it's like, the Sonic is like everything to me, you know? So it's very difficult for me to like process my emotions and everything about Sonic, you know?
Japanese? What? What the Stop it! No, subtitle. Why is the subtitles only Japanese? What? Oh, because I guess he speaks Japanese, but I wanted to like... Okay.
So I was wondering, right? How do you feel right now? Because it feels like, to me, Sonic is in like the best...
I don't think it's doing anything. Alright, we're gonna leave it that way.
We've got like movies, we've got Sonic Frontiers has been awesome. We have Sonic...
He has a translator, I'm sure. I'm sure Austin... Usually with Iizuka, he has Austin Keys there to... translate, so we'll be good. Do I prefer Fidel subbed or dubbed? I think the dubbed version is better. A lot more action, not as filtered. The dubbed version is, you know, dumbed down. I don't like 4Kids Fidel. I like Japanese Toei Fidel.
そうですね。やっぱり映画の公開。
So Fidel, if you guys didn't hear that, Fidel essentially asked, how do you feel right now regarding the state of Sonic? Because it feels like Sonic's doing very
そういう
good.
のもどんどん膨らんできて、で今年はもうイヤーオブシャドウということで、シャドウのゲームも出しますし、シャドウのにスポットライトを当てた映画も公開されますんで、シャドウの生みの親の一人としてはすごく嬉しい。
So yes, a lot of this started with the release of the first movie. We saw our audience really increase at that time. We saw a lot of people really get excited about our games and the expectation for more games. And this year, it's the year of Shadow. So we really get to point the spotlight at Shadow as a character.
Okay.
And all the fun that we're going to have with the games and Shadow.
That's awesome. And like, right now, what makes me so happy is like, we are seeing the coolest thing these characters have done. And I want to know, like, what's the inspiration? Because, like, for example, especially Sonic Frontiers with Sonic, he's like fighting these titans, he's tossing them, sword slashes, everything. And now we're seeing Shadow with
These are good questions. That's a good question.
Black Doom moves. It's crazy. And so, like, what is the inspiration?
Well, yeah, of course he's gonna be nodding while he's even if like if I was in his shoes, I would have. What do you expect him to do? Sit there like this and just be like, well, Azuka's talking to the side. Like, of course you're gonna nod, bro. You can't just sit there. No, Fidel's doing it right. You gotta nod, even if you don't understand. It's okay. What are you gonna do? Just stare?
いろいろともうその勝ち目近い今までソニックにないように巨人と戦ったりすることも、シャドウが羽を入ったことも、それをこの全て見たことのない凄さは何かの理由で、やろうとしているのかというような質問です。
Do the stare, bro.
やっぱりソニックってこの30年以上
Wait, you want me to do this?
リリースできたのもやっぱりファンの方のおかげだと思ってるんですね。でそのファンの方がその長くソニックをこう支持していただけるようになったのがやっぱり毎回毎年毎年ソニックの新しいところ、常にフレッシュな新しいアイデアで新しいゲームを出すこと、これが一つ重要なことだと思ってますので、今回の、シャドウも単にジェネレーションとして昔のゲームを持ってくるだけじゃなくてシャドウを加えてさらにそこに、ブラックドゥームの力によるルームパワーで新しいまたシャドウの魅力を見せられればなと。
Nah, Fidel's doing it right. You guys are crazy.
魅力を見せるために、取り組んでいます。
So yes, for the past 30 years, we've really been able to continue being successful due to our fans and all the support that our fans give us. It's really been a long time, and in order to really make sure we continue moving forward with new content and keeping our fans still engaged, every year we need new content and we need to be doing new things. We always want like new ideas, new games out there,
And this is in response to like all the coolness factor they've been adding into the games, like kind of going back to that shonen route. Jaden Buck, thanks so much for 34 months. Caleb Hepner says, Sam, where's Mephiles? Give me my Mephiles. I don't have Mephiles. You Mephiles? Me Mephiles? Me Phyllis? I don't know where he's at. I hope I don't know. Caleb Hepner, thank you for the donation. I don't have him. Erwin, you look like orange. Get out of here, Erwin. Thank you so much. Angel Troy says, I watched the first 2 episodes of OG Avatar and I greatly love it. Glad it started. Anyways, let's talk about it too. Oh my god, get out of here, Angel Troy. I don't look red. Also, it gets so much better in season 2. You're gonna like it. True Moon, thank you so much for the 30 months, and Super Tails, thank you as well. All right.
Every year,
I'm gonna go back to the answer.
It's really been a long time, and in order to really make sure we continue moving forward with new content and keeping our fans still engaged, every year we need new content and we need to be doing new things. We always want like new ideas, new games out there, and new ways that we can really entertain our fans. And one of those ways is with Sonic Generations. We're not just remastering it, we're also bringing in Shadow Generations as brand new content. And the Shadow Generations gameplay, it's in the Generations format, but it's not just Generations. We have, we have Doom powers that we're granting to Shadow to make it a Generations game, but with these new actions and new abilities, new ways of showing off Shadow as a really cool character, and new ways of having lots of fun content for our fans. and it's all this newness that keeps people engaged and having fun.
Yeah, no, and I see that, which is so cool. I was wondering because I feel like we've slowly been seeing more Sonic characters get spotlight, right? Like I feel like Amy, you know, we had her in Origins Plus, we started having her playable in Frontiers. Like Amy, I feel like got her spotlight again. Knuckles, obviously, everywhere.
Yeah.
Knuckles show, Knuckles in Frontiers. Knuckles
He's mentioning
movie,
Amy.
and now we're seeing that with Shadow. And I wanted
Shadow.
to know, like, is there another character that you really love that you want to give like another spotlight like this? What's a character you got in mind? You know, what do you think?
そうですね、やっぱりなかなかソニックのゲームを作るのにもすごい時間かかるんで、スピンオフのタイトルってなかなかできなかったんですけども、まあ、今はこうメディアがどんどん増えて、パラマウントプラス
Real serious question, and this is so random. How old is Takashi Iizuka? Like, what's his age? Oh, wow. What? Oh, no. Is Kenny's keyboard dying? Oh. Oh, it's not responding anymore. Oh, I can't type anymore. Cool. Can somebody tell me how old Takashi Iizuka is? Oh, shit. Bro, I think her keyboard just died. I'm going keyboardless for this whole... She has a wireless keyboard. I didn't know that. That was my fault. I didn't know I was charging it. 73. Like, y'all. Chat, can I trust you with anything, bro? I got you. No, I'm done. 54. He's 54. I was gonna say, he's looking really good for 54. Like, this is just a random thought. Just a random thought I had, bro. Do you see this man's hair? At 54, this dude has no gray hairs. I have gray hairs. What the I literally, if I ever interview him, I'm asking him what kind of vitamins he's having, bro. He looks, Iizuka's never aged.
Is there another character that you really love that you want to give like another spotlight like this? What's a character you got in mind? You know, what do you think?
そうですね、やっぱりなかなかソニックのゲームを作るのにもすごい時間かかるんで、スピンオフのタイトルってなかなかできなかったんですけども、まあ、今はこうメディアがどんどん増えて、パラマウントプラスでナックルズがフォーカスされたらもうすごく
No, that's not dyed hair. You can tell when people dye their hair. You can tell. But, like, you could tell that's natural. That's natural, bro. I'm just saying, though, he looks good. I've always just thought about that. The fact that, like, Iizuka's been doing it, like, interviews since, like, Heroes and stuff. And he's just never aged. I'm just saying. Like, he looks good. Genuinely.
本当に良かったなと思ってますし、まあ、もしね機会があれば、まあ、それ以外のなかなか日の目の見ないキャラクターいっぱいいるので、まあ、そういうキャラたちにも。
So if you guys didn't hear that, Fidel's essentially asking about like the characters returning and Amy and Shadow and
so yeah, as you know, it takes a long time to make a Sonic game. But we have more and more media coming out supporting, the Sonic franchise.
More media.
This allows us to, showcase some other characters.
Like the movies.
Because it does, even if we wanted to do a spin-off title, it would still take a lot of time. But thanks to Paramount Plus, we have the Knuckles TV show that's really successful. We have the movie coming out. And this is the year of Shadow, so we get to really point the spotlight at Shadow now. And show off, everything cool about him. It's going to be in the movies.
Wade confirmed. Get out of here, bro. Jackpot,
really
I swear to God.
No. Showcase a lot of the other sub-characters in the greater Sonic franchise. And moving forward, if we have the chance, we would like to do this for more characters. We do have a lot of characters in the Sonic universe, and if we have the chance to, we'd like to point a spotlight at them too.
Yo, nice. Okay.
Them too.
Other characters as well.
Got it. Yeah, and it's like, for me, right, especially because I cover this, right? Maybe you've seen a video or something I've done out there. And I cover like a lot of fan games, and I'm talking about Sonic and playing Sonic stuff all the time. And I was curious, like, what inspiration do you guys take from the fans? Because there's like a lot of mods and a lot of fan projects. Like, are there ones you guys really look at for inspiration that you guys really take to heart, and look at?
ファンゲームにインスパイアされてることありますか？
やっぱりファンゲームっていうのは、まあ我々が作った
I don't know if
ゲームをこう
that's a good. By the way, that's a good question. Y'all didn't hear it. He said, "I'm gonna make sure I say the question in case you guys don't hear it because I think the mic is near Takashi Zuka and Austin Keys. Which, by the way, that's where you want it. That's where you want to hear the answers. But if you guys didn't hear Fidel, he asked, "Do you guys take any inspiration from like fan games or mods?" That's a good question. I do know legally they're probably not gonna endorse mods because that would endorse you breaking their games, which legally they're not. I'm sure they're probably not going to endorse in any way. But I am wondering like about like fan games, you know.
で触って違うファンの間で楽しめるようなものを出してると思うんですけども、やっぱり我々としてはやっぱりそうファンの方に楽しんでもらえるものを常に新しいものを出すことに注力しているので、やっぱりファンゲームはあくまでもすでにリリースしたタイトルをベースとしたものですけども、我々はそうじゃなくてすでにこうブランニューの新しいものを出すことに、専念しているので、まあ、ファンの方がファンゲームで楽しんでもらうのは全然構わないですけども、やっぱり我々のこの新しいゲームっていうのを楽しみにしていただきたいなと思います。
So yeah, the fans are usually taking a look at the games that we've released and then kind of changing them or modding them in a way that is different from how we released it, but it's still kind of the base is a game that we've already created and released. And what we really want to do for fans is surprise them with brand new content, brand new gameplay that they've never even seen before. So we don't really kind of look at the fan games all that much because they're all based off of the content that we created originally. And we
That's
really
fair.
want to challenge ourselves to think outside of the box and bring these new experiences to really get fans excited again and get them interested in playing the brand new content for us.
And right now,
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I never looked at it like that. Like by looking at fan games, you're kind of like looking at something based off of work you already worked on. In the same way, though, what's interesting, the interesting dynamic with that is with the Frontiers updates, Mario Kishimoto publicly said he's actually been taking inspiration from mods and fan games. He's looking at them as kind of a challenge, and it works, I guess, for that because they're still working in the same game and looking to improve it over the course of those updates. But when it comes to like new games, they're not really going to look at fan games because, yeah, for the reasons we mentioned. So I guess that's fair. I didn't think about it like that. That is a fair point of view. But it is interesting, right? Because we do know that like Mario Kishimoto did publicly say like, yeah, he did look at mods, he looked at fan games, and he looks at it as competition in that aspect. So it makes me wonder if maybe there's a difference between if they're working on like a new game, they're not going to look at it. But if they're working on updates within the game, they look at the community, they look at feedback, and navigate that where fit. But yeah, no, it's interesting.
it with Shadow, right where.
Super Tails, thank you, Nathan, so much. Thank you so much. He says you look red and piss yellow and black and blue and purple. I hate you. Thank you so much, man. The only Rouge says, have you seen the image of Shadow using Caspier in white space? But it has black energy around it. I think he'll merge Doom powers with Chaos ones. That's a possibility. That'd be interesting. That'd be cool if, like, yeah, like the Doom powers like merge with his already based like moveset to like integrate it. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be sick. Swallow says, hey Sam, so I was trying to record a video today and 2 hours worth of footage got lost. I don't know how you do YouTube, so I was wondering, how do I build up a community and how do you edit videos? Okay. I'm gonna be super quick with this because I could go on about that forever, but I'll be super quick with this. Oh man, the keyboard really is no longer responding. That's crazy. Losing footage, congratulations. That shit happens all the time. You want to know a funny story, chat? Y'all remember Ring Fit on the Switch? I recorded a Let's Play of that when it first came out back in like 2019 or something. I was working it's a game where you're working out. And I did a Let's Play of it, and it was funny, and I thought it was hilarious of me like dying and trying to do it, and then come to find out the footage was like screwed up because Elgato sucked, and I never re-recorded it again. That's like something I think about when it comes to lost footage. Yeah, like that shit sucks. No matter what it is, it sucks. I would say too, when it comes to like how do I edit? That just came from experience, man. That just came from just trial and error. Like I just made look at my old videos on YouTube. You'll see that the editing sucked, the audio sucked, the cuts sucked, the editing sucked. It was literally just me trial and erroring for years and just making stuff. So I'd say you just got to make something and just keep going. My first video was recorded on an iPhone 4 with a PS4 mic. So like you just gotta, if you want to do something, watch a tutorial and then you just keep going over and over. That's about it, dude. But yeah, man, you just gotta have the drive for it to keep going. You just gotta have the drive for it. Thank you so much, Wall. I appreciate it. Let's go.
That we created originally, and we really want to challenge ourselves to think.
Sam will someday get hired by Sega. Technically, that's already happened. I've been a contractor for them for years now, for like three years now. I've worked on gameplay, trailers, symphony stuff. If you guys ever are curious on what I've officially worked on, I literally have a playlist on my channel called, I think, freelance work or something like that. If you guys are ever wondering what I was involved in, like, it's all there. Like, it's a whole playlist I put, because people ask me that all the time. But yeah, I mean, I'm a contractor. I'm an editing contractor, and you know, I already have been. You know,
outside of the box and bring these.
Still too recently the shadow, the top 10 shadow video. I worked on that.
Playing the brand new content for us.
And right now we're seeing it with Shadow, right, where, you know, apparently there's going to be an open hub world, and obviously Frontiers are an open zone. And you guys got a lot of feedback from Frontiers and even the Final Horizon.
Oh, he's mentioning it. He's mentioning the feedback they got from Final Horizon.
Where, you know, apparently there's going to be an open hub world, and obviously Frontiers are an open zone. And you guys got a lot of feedback from Frontiers and even the Final Horizon expansion. What do you guys, now that we're like, I want to say now that we're 2-3 years into the open zone formula, what have you guys learned, and what do you think you want to like improve and do more of?
That is such a good fucking question. Shout out to Fidel for that one. That is a good question. Like, this is a good, and I hope they actually answer it and don't like beat around the bush. Like, yeah, how do you take that feedback you took from your fans and actually integrate it, or what did you learn? Like, you're kind of asking them, what did you learn from those? Let's hear this.
そうですね、ソニックフロンティアは、オープンゾーンという新しいテーマを
He didn't even need y'all realize, by the way, notice he didn't even need the translation. He took it. He knows.
切り開いたすごくチャレンジングなタイトルでした。オープンゾーンにすることによって楽しい面もあるし、逆にこう遊びづらい面もあって、それをどうやって一つのゲームとして成立させるのかっていうのが、開発チームもすごく大きなチャレンジで、それがやっとこうソニックフロンティアという形でみんなの納得いく形にこうできたと思うんですけども、やっぱりまだまだこのオープンゾーンっていうテーマに関してはいろいろチャレンジしたいことはたくさんあるので、またちょっと対策を作るにはね、すごい何年もかかることになるので、すぐにその結果がお見せできないですけども、やっぱりこう長い時間かけてこのオープンゾーンというテーマをこうもっとエクスパンションしたいなとは思います。
Yes, for Sonic Frontiers, Open Zone was really the theme that the team wanted to challenge themselves with delivering against. And they realized as they were creating it, there's a lot of times when the Open Zone gameplay, it's really fun, it's really easy to jump into. But there's also some places that were really, really hard to play. And as they were developing Sonic Frontiers, they kept working and challenging themselves to iron those things out and really polish the game to get it to be where they were happy with releasing it as a final product. And that's what Sonic Frontiers was. And even after they released it, you know, there were still more challenges that they had and still more things that they wanted to polish and iron out. So they continued working on it with the updates and additional work. And they realized that it's still going to take many more years of development. There's still lots of challenges and lots of additional work they need to put in to really make it the best that it can be. They can't just unfortunately like pull it out of their pocket and be like, here you go, this is the perfect version. They do want to continue iterating on it, polishing it, hearing that feedback, playing it themselves, and get it to where it should be in the future.
Right.
Okay, so that, I mean, so they didn't go specific in the response, like, oh, we learned this from this and this and that. They're not going to do that. But essentially, it sounds like, yeah, like they know that even now it's still not perfect, and they're still looking to get that feedback, and they're still looking to improve what they have, which is good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
For me, right, as like a big fan, like I loved it because it made me feel like the Sonic CD opening. You know, like my dream has always been to like feel like I'm running through the Sonic CD intro, and I feel like Frontiers is.
Yes. That is the perfect thing to say. That is the perfect thing to say. Sonic CD intro, but like in-game form.
It made me feel like the Sonic CD opening. You know, like my dream has always been to like feel like I'm running through the Sonic CD intro, and I feel like Frontiers is like the closest we got to that, where I'm running and you know there's loops and we're going around Skyer. So that to me has been always really fun, right? And I think what's so cool about the formula, the Frontiers formula, is just like, yeah, the sense of freedom that Sonic has, right? And I feel like one thing that I think was missing in Frontiers was sort of levels that felt, or like the areas feeling more traditional Sonic-like, you know? Like Kronos Island feels like a very typical grassy area as opposed to something like Green Hill. Or, you know, Chaos Island is very volcano-y, but it's not like lava reef. And so I feel like if in the future we're able to make those areas feel alive and open, that would be incredible. That's where the craziness comes from, for sure.
Yo, look at him giving out feedback right there. Hey.
And yeah, and obviously we know that there's these the Chao rescue missions in Sonic Shadow Generations, right? The Chao have been back-ended for a long time, right? Is it time? Is it time for the Chao to come back into the spotlight, have us take care of them, do something with them? We need them.
He's asking about the Chao.
今回のチャオレスキューに関してはあくまでも、ソニックジェネレーションっていうもう、2011年に出したタイトルをもうすでに遊んだ人にももう一回プレイ、してもらえるように、新しい要素を出そうということで今回チャオレスキューっていうのを出したんで、ここは本当に皆さんに間違えてほしくないんですけども、チャオレスキューはあくまでもアクションゲームとしてのミッションなので、チャオガーデンではないんですここはちゃんと誤解のないように皆さんにお伝えしておきたいんですけども、皆さんがねチャオを今もこう愛してくれてるのは非常に嬉しいですし、またねチャオが
Tell us what he's saying, Sam. Fidel asked, like, is it time for the Chao to return? Because we know the Chao rescue missions are in the game, so he's asking him if it's time for like Chao to return into Sonic. That's to return to Sonic.
そういう展開もね、この先は考えていきたい。我々もすごくチャオが大切なキャラクターだと思ってます。
So yes, the Chao Rescue feature was something we put in the Sonic Generations game, which came out in 2011, and we realized a lot of people have played through Sonic Generations many, many times since 2011. So it was put in there as something for people who've already played the game to kind of go back in there and re-experience Sonic Generations, but have new things to do inside of there. So please, you know, and just to make sure there's no mistaking this, the Chao Rescue is like a mission inside of the action game. It's not the Chao Garden. So I just want to make sure that's clear.
Okay. Yeah, not the Chao Garden.
We realize a lot of people love Chao, and that really kind of makes us happy. It's really good to think that, you know, this thing that we made, people really, really enjoy and they want more of. So it's something that we want to even think about for the future. We know it's important to the Sonic franchise, and we know that people really like it. So we do want to support Chao.
Okay.
As well.
All right, so they're going to support Chao into the future, but it's not Chao Garden right now.
Sonic is like new stuff with old stuff, right? And I know there's like a lot of criticism sometimes when people say like, oh, Green Hill Zone again, or oh, Chemical Plant again. How do you guys decide what to balance between like do you guys think moving forward you want to try to just go brand new stuff completely, or do you think it's important to like bring the past back and mix it with like the future stuff?
So if you guys didn't hear that, he's asking like the reuse of Green Hill and Chemical Plant. When is it like the right time to return, bring stuff to the past, or do something new? He's essentially asking like, what's the thought process behind that? Which I think is a great question. That's a good question because there's a lot of criticism for the returning Green Hill Zone and Chemical Plant stuff. So he's kind of asking about that.
はい、今回のシャドウこのソニック&シャドウジェネレーションズはもうゲームのコンセプトが過去を振り返ってこう少しずつこう現代未来に取り戻していくっていうゲームなので、皆さんの見覚えのあるステージがたくさん登場するかと思うんですけども、我々としてはその何回もグリヒール使ったり何回もケミカルブランドを使ったりっていうことは別に望んでるわけではないので、それは本当にストーリーベースで。
Sam is the Fidel translator? No, I'm just... It's because it's hard to hear him. The mic is on the left side, so it's a little hard to hear Fidel, and I know the audio might be harder for you guys. I know the audio is even lower for you guys than it is for me. So I'm just making sure you guys can make sure you guys hear what Fidel's asking. Yes, I'm the Fidel translator. I'm translating Fidel. Gods and Keys is translating Azuka and translating Fidel for Azuka. And I'm translating everybody.
ストーリーベースとかそのゲームのコンセプトに合ったステージを使うようにしてます。
So for Sonic X Shadow Generations, the whole game concept was kind of revisiting the great things from the past and playing from the past all the way to the present. So we do have a lot of the legendary, the real classic things that people remember from Sonic and from Shadow in that game, because that's part of the concept. But for us as developers, we do realize we do, use Green Hill and Chemical Plant does show up. It's not that we want to keep reusing these many, many times, but it's really based on the story that we want to tell.
Okay.
If we want to tell a new story with new locations, then the game will feature these new locations. But if the story needs to go back and go to these places from our past, we do want to make sure we can go to those places. If we have to go to Green Hill Zone, we will go there. But it really depends on the story that we're going to be telling and the game concept that we're presenting.
We gotta go back to Station Square. Yeah. What's going on at Station Square? Is it rebuilt? Are they gone? I don't know. I have no idea.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, and the thing is, like, it's so cool, especially with Sonic Shadow Generations. Like, I love the idea of a remaster, like having this new stuff, and also like it's clever to be able to bring back Shadow in a game about bringing back the past. So it's a good mix of stuff. Do you think going forward this is the best way? Like, do you think this is how you want to do future remasters or re-releases? Because I know a lot of fans want, Sonic Unleashed back. We want, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. And I think it is a good idea to bring those news back and flesh out that universe more, right?
そうですね。確かに今回のソニックジェネレーションズをもう一回リマスターするにあたって、やっぱりファンの声も大きかったから、
He's essentially asking like if it would return, it would return in this format.
やっぱり
If everyone were to do a
普通
remaster.
にリマスターするだけ
I
だと
assume like kind of boost.
やっぱりまた同じゲームだと思われてしまうので、今回にそのシャドウジェネレーションを足したっていうのは我々の中でもすごくいい方法だなと思ってます。ただこの先このリマスターっていう方法を続けていくかどうかはちょっとまだ決めてないですし、この先のロードマップいろいろ含めて考えていきたいなとは思います。
Yeah, so Sonic Generations, it was a game that the fans really wanted to play again. They really wanted to remaster, and they wanted to play it one more time, which is why we did plan to remaster it. And we think we did a really good job with Sonic X Shadow Generations in bringing that Shadow content in there.
Okay.
A lot of people maybe, they'd say like, oh, it's just a remaster. It's just the same game I played before. There's nothing new in it. But because we brought that Shadow content in, it really did feel like a new game with more content. But, that doesn't mean that's going to be the formula moving forward. We're not even really sure at this point, are we going to continue just remastering titles? Because we do want to make new games as well. So
it's a good point.
Thinking about the future, we'll probably, add that to our roadmap, but we really need to think, sit down first and look at that roadmap and think about what's coming next and what we want to deliver to fans.
I know I asked this before because they did say like originally, and I think I covered this on my last stream where originally he said like, oh, we wanted to do Generations because that's something people really wanted. We wanted to remaster it, and everyone's just like, I remember even my reaction was like, I don't know a single person that asked for that. Now, is it a problem that they did? No, because the port, to be fair, on PC, the port of Sonic Generations has become outdated so quickly where it would not open. Like the game would have like graphic problems, like the graphic config problems. You'd have to go into the files and delete the graphic config. But I mean, obviously that could just be fixed in like an update maybe. I wouldn't have said it needs like a whole remaster, but I don't know. Like, if they were to bring back Generations, this is how you do it. You bring it back with new content. Now, I won't lie. I mean, you gotta understand though too. Like, I personally, I still like regarding Shadow Generations. That's awesome. That shit's awesome. Regarding Sonic Generations, it's just Generations. like I already played it so many times. I already played it in 4K, 60 FPS, using mods. You know, I probably played that game better than what this title probably can offer. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's I'm definitely gonna like say stop. Like I'm gonna say that's kind of cap. I'm gonna say that one right there is probably cap. Like to say like that's what somebody like people wanted. I don't know. It could have been ported, obviously. I will say this too. It's hard for me to say this because, again, I play on PC. For the last 8 years, I've been playing on PC. For people that are console players, I get it, right? You didn't have Generations on PS4, Xbox One. You didn't have it on Series X and PS5. So for console players, I get it. And if they're going to port it, you know, I mean, they decided instead of porting, they're going to remaster. So it wouldn't have been my first choice. Do I hate it? No. Because again, if they were to do this, they're doing it right by adding content. You can't make the game look better. And I'm talking about base content, the base Generations. I mean, the whole Shadow thing is an addition to it, and that's great. But yeah, it's backwards compatible on Xbox One? Never mind. What? Who said that? Who said that? What? Was it really? Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, then that might be cap. That might be cap then to say like fans wanted like Generations. I mean, okay. Let's do like a focus test right here because there's 782 people right now in the chat. I think that's what the number says. Before this announcement, before even the leaks, did anyone genuinely want a Sonic Generations remaster? Like, let me know in the chat. And be honest, if you did, then say yeah. Because again, this is not to say that this is bad. The way they're doing it is the way to do it. It's not just like a port, though. It is like an actual like remaster. But did anyone genuinely want a Generations remaster? Because again, there's over 700 Sonic fans right here, right now. So we could ask that. You know what I mean? Okay. I see. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. All right, so this is what I'm going to say. So in the sea of no's I see, because like I'm seeing like 95% are saying no. But keep in mind though, and this is why I said this beforehand. There are a few people that mentioned yes because they only have it, and I saw multiple comments. People said they only have it on 360, they only have it on PS3. I think that's where people that would need this are console players. People that are locked on console, they don't have the ability to have a PC or make a PC or play a PC game that can run well. So if you're stuck only on console, and somebody said yes because I'm on PlayStation, unlike the Xbox One, PlayStation players are probably left in the dust. you know, to play the game in a convenient way, because PlayStation backwards compatibility is also terrible. And I also saw another person say, and I really looked into like people that said yes, because there was a bunch of no's. There's no denying that. There was literally 95% no's there. I don't even have to do a poll to see that. I saw that with my own eyeballs. But there was also one person that said they would have liked it eventually. It's just too soon. I think that's kind of my mindset. Is if I were to go back in time, I would have said it's too soon. Like, I would rather, like, since we remastered Colors already, let's do Unleashed. Like, and then maybe in 5 years, when Generations is like 15 years old, then we'll do Generations. But, like, yeah. Now, this is us just playing like a, oh, what if type thing. You know what I mean? No, or over 15, sorry, because it's already close to 15. Over 15, I mean. But yeah, no. Point is, I think this is why they did it. Because Generations is... One, it's the game Azuka worked on. Azuka, I think, was there when they made Generations. He wasn't there for Unleashed. We have a game that I think they probably have all the assets for. I mean, when you look at like Sonic, like the reuse of assets of Generations, whether it be in like Frontiers, whether it be in Forces, all these they keep on reusing those Generations assets. I think it's because it's obvious that's the game they really have backed up. They have at their disposal, and it's probably the most convenient game to port. Now, I think also the big difference, by the way, too, is to keep in mind, this is also a remaster that's in-house. This is made by Sonic Team. This is not made by Blind Squirrel. This is not made by a third party. This is an in-house, made by the team remaster. So I feel like if this goes well, maybe they'll jump to Sonic Unleashed. Maybe they'll jump to other games in the past that they have the assets to, the code for. But I think also, by the way, to keep in mind, we saw those screenshots of the Chow in the cutscene. That tells me too, they literally have even the cutscene files of this game. Unlike Sonic Colors, where they literally did an AI upscale telling me they probably lost the cutscene files. I think they did Unleashed because they have it at their disposal and they have everything backed up. Now, as much as we all agree this wouldn't have been our first choice, if they were to bring it back, which they are, that's the reality, this is how you do it. Not by fidelity, by making it look better, it's the content you add. And the fact that they have a whole new campaign with Shadow, that's where it becomes worth it to me. Would it have been my first choice? No. But we can't go back in time, and that's fine. This is great. This is great. The way they're doing it now is great.
We're not even really sure at this point, you know.
Fidelity, not fidel. God damn it, I hate y'all.
Continue just remastering titles, because we do want to make new games as well. So thinking about the future, we'll probably, you know, add that to our roadmap, but we really need to sit down first and look at that roadmap and think about what's coming next and what we want to deliver to fans.
That is interesting, though, because I guess they want to do new stuff.
Just getting new content in like the Sonic universe, especially. What's a character? Who is your favorite Sonic character?
Oh, Shadow.
It's Shadow?
Yeah.
Okay, that's sick. And like, for this game, Sonic Shadow Generation, with the movie coming up, right?
Yeah.
Is it cool revisiting the character and seeing like, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot new stories of him that we don't know of, and I'm curious to see, especially, how do you think the character is going to go forward too? Because a lot of Shadow's characters, then, you know, his past and how his past affects him, and I can't wait to see what it's like today's Shadow. What is he going through and what's he going to go through?
質問のない
質問は、ですね、今回、そのシャドウジェネレーションの中で、シャドウっていうキャラをもうちょっと深く、プレゼンすることになるので、みんながシャドウはどういうキャラなのかもっと理解できるようになりますけど、今後、一応シャドウいつも過去の話ばっかりするんですけど、今後、シャドウジェネレーションの後でシャドウはどういうキャラになっていくのかっていうような質問をしてます。今年はイヤー・オブ・シャドウとしてこの
ソニックシャドウジェネレーションとあとムービーの中でもこうシャドウが登場しますけども、これらを通じて
I know the play of telephone here is like crazy. It does take a while to get a response.
特に今回の、シャドウジェネレーションはシャドウの、まあ、
Can't hear him. You'll hear the translation. It'll become loud there. Give it a
その
second.
シャドウの過去を知らない人にも楽しんでもらえるように、シャドウとはどういうキャラクターなのかっていうのをこう簡単に紹介するコンテンツも用意してます。なので、まあ、初めてシャドウに触れるっていう方が、まあ、このゲームとあと映画とで、まあ、たくさん増えると思うので、まあ、それを元にこうシャドウが今後こうどう活躍していくかっていうのは、まあ、乞うご期待という感じですね。はい。
Yes, so because this is the year of Shadow, we have Sonic X Shadow Generations coming out. We also have Shadow in the movie. And in these two, in the game and in the movie, we're going to see Shadow become a very popular and kind of recognized character by a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And what we wanted to do with the Shadow Generations portion, is really make sure we're telling the story of Shadow, which has been told through various different games all throughout the timeline, but be able to distill that down and have something that's easy for anyone who's new to the property, who maybe just saw the movie, come in and get that explanation of who Shadow is as a character.
That's what I was
so they
saying.
Understand Shadow, and when they watch the movie and they play the games, they're going to really know who Shadow is as a character. Now, where Shadow goes from there is going to be something to really enjoy moving forward.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I said this on the last stream because somebody asked him a similar question on the last stream. I think it was on the IGN thing, and they asked him about like, you know, the whole the Shadow stuff. And I think Azuka's response originally was like, oh, we did this because that's what people wanted. But I remember saying like, oh, you could like, it'd be easier to say like it's because of the movie coming out. Like you want people to have a way to learn about Shadow's past without probably having to play all the past games like SA2 and Shadow the Hedgehog to understand it. Because he is right. There is going to be a huge influx in fans who are going to love Shadow after the movie. Think about even movie 1, y'all. Movie 1 and movie 2, like the popularity for Sonic and Tails skyrocketed, right? Just the Sonic brand overall. And now we're literally getting Shadow. And Knuckles, by the way. But now we're getting Shadow. Like his popularity is going to go through the roof because it's literally going to be a situation like SA2 because in SA2 like Shadow popularity shot through the roof to the point where they had to bring him back from the dead to put in future games. But like all these kids now enjoying the movie universe and really like going ham at it and the popularity of them, they are going to eat this whole Shadow, like they're going to eat what I just say. What I meant to say was they're going to eat this stuff up. Like they're going to love like this character. If they're not introduced to him, they're going to love to it. It's going to attach to it. His popularity is going to skyrocket, and it's probably going to like be something that we're going to see more of going forward. Now, don't AO me, okay, dude. Have y'all ever tried live streaming? This shit's hard, all right? Like you just leave me alone, all right?
Yeah, and I think that's what's so exciting about Sonic for me right now, especially as a fan, is just the future. Because it feels like we have our footing now. We got the Frontiers formula, especially for the games, and we can go forward expecting new stories and new character moments and everything. And one big thing I was like really curious about was a lot of times with Sonic, you know, people ask for different eras, right? Like adventure formula, beast formula, and open zone formula, right? And I know a lot of people like to argue about momentum-based platforming versus, you know, boost-based.
My man brought in the momentum conversation. I gotta listen to this one, boys.
And is it something you guys look at when you think of the future now, of like making more levels designed around Sonic's momentum instead of environments that maybe have a lot of boost pads and give you, you know, more arbitrary speed as opposed to ones that come with like going down a hill and sliding all the way up, you know? Because I love the boost. I think it's like really exhilarating. But so I know there's a lot of people that like value traditional sort of like going down a hill to go.
He's asking the questions, bro.
そうですね。
Didn't even need the translation for that one. He knows. He knows. He doesn't even need the translation, bro.
長い歴史の中でソニックのゲームもいろんなタイプがあるので、そういったファンの方がソニックのどこを好きでいてくれるかっていうのは本当にみんな様々だと思うんですね。大きく分けてクラシックシリーズとやっぱりモダンシリーズ、それとブーストが加わってオープンゾーンになったので、大きくそういう遍歴を遂げているので、それぞれにこう皆さんが楽しんでもらえるようなものを提供したいなとは思ってます。どれか1個に絞るんじゃなくて、それぞれの好きなソニックゲームを提供したいなと。クラシックが好きな人のために昨年ソニックスーパースターズリリースしましたけれども、あれはこうブーストなんかよりも地形を使って加速していくような遊びを楽しんでもらいたいです。で今回のソニックシャドウジェネレーションはソニックアドベンチャー以降のリニアなゲームプレイを楽しんでもらう。
I heard the word linear. Hold
そういっ
on.
た形でこういろん
Bazooka
な
knows.
ソニックファンの方にこう毎年いろんなタイトルを提供することによって皆さんの満足してもらいたいと
I'm
願
waiting
って
for
い
it.
ます。
So we have a very long history of releasing games. We have so many games, and a lot of them have very different kind of game styles and game.
Matt says Fidel probably means the momentum from the hit game Sonic Forces. I hate you, bro. Here you
提供することによって皆さんの
go. Sorry.
満足してもらいたいと願っています。
So we have a very long history of releasing games. We have so many games, and a lot of them have very different kind of game styles and gameplay types. So we believe we even have a wide variety of fans that like certain parts of certain Sonic games, and they become kind of fans of that game type. And it's fine. It's great. We have the classic games that really have a lot of that, what people say is momentum. Gameplay, it's the classic style. We have the modern style, which has really started out with a lot of boosting and using boost, but has now kind of evolved into the open zone game format as well. But we realize all of our fans kind of, because they like these different parts of the games and the elements and the features of the games, we really need to be making a lot of different variety of games, a lot of styles of games to appeal to the things that people like about Sonic games. So even last year we released Sonic Superstars, which was that classic 2D formula, using the world to jump to new higher locations and being able to run through in that side-scrolling platform action format. That was created specifically for people who like that classic gameplay. And this year we have Sonic X Shadow Generations, which is using that linear format that people really like in the boost gameplay, because we know people do like that boost gameplay and they do like feeling that exhilaration of boosting. So we do want to continue bringing new games out and a wide variety of games to meet the expectations and the desires of our fans who want that kind of gameplay.
Okay.
And I mean,
Now, hang on. I'm not even going to look at the chat right now. Y'all are going to lock onto the word linear because he described it as a linear format. I wouldn't even describe it as that anymore. I feel like, yeah, and to be fair, like in games like Sonic Forces, especially, like linear would describe it. But in the gameplay we've seen of Sonic X Shadow Generations, it's not even that linear. Like there's clearly a lot of pathways, especially in the arc level. So I know y'all are gonna lock onto that. But y'all know what he means. Boost formula. I think the thing, so when I know what he's saying. What he's saying, so the answer to that is to release multiple different games with different playstyles to appeal to all the fans. Now, personally for me, I feel like instead you should just focus on the open zone formula and maybe integrate all the stuff that people like into this one formula and refine it. So most people, you're not going to get everyone, but most people will be happy with the new formula. Like if you could have the open zone, which covers the boost, integrate a little bit of momentum, which covers that aspect of it. And it's a whole new format, so people kind of lock onto that and look at the future versus the past. Well, but also he is right. Like they just had superstars. That is loud. That is so loud. I don't know why my notifications are so loud. But you have games like Superstars, which is a classic game focused on momentum-based platforming. And I hope we get more of that because I think that classic format is something that like will never die, should never die, because that's what made Sonic popular in the first place. And it's the same way as like Mario will always have 2D that plays like 2D Mario. That's something people love. In the same way 2D Sonic should never stop. But yeah, no. So I know people will kind of misconstrue that answer and be like, oh, like he doesn't get it, or he thinks people like linearity. That's not the case. In the same way, though, it is true. With the amount of people that love Sonic Unleashed, like, that's boost Sonic. Like, people like the boost, and that's fine. I have a soft spot for the boost. But I definitely want to see it improve and to continue to innovate. And I feel like even what we're seeing now in Sonic X Shadow Generations, it's even taking what we've got from Frontiers and even messing with it, playing with it in the level design. Maybe not so much in the moveset, but in the level design. Well, maybe even the movesets, because we've seen some of the Chaos Control powers, but more so in the level design and having more fun with that level design in mind, taking in mind the movesets. But I would always love to see it kind of improve. Now, I'm not even answering that's just my personal opinions in response to that. Yeah, I don't think that answer is surprising though. Essentially, what they took away from that though is they want to appeal to as many people as possible, which is of course they're going to do that. How realistic is that? I don't know, because Sonic is such an old franchise. So many, like they said, they have so many different gameplay styles. You're never actually going to appeal to everybody, and when you try to appeal to everyone, you're probably gonna fail. So that's why it's good to take the formula you have now and to refine it as much as possible to try to make as much people as possible happy with it, while also driving it into a new format that outdoes old ones, so people don't always ask, oh, can I get the adventure formula? Like, I get the boost formula, you know what I mean? Anyway, I don't even know why I'm just rambling at this point. That's the whole point about this though. Sam says, the want for a Gens remaster didn't really come from inside the fandom, but a lot of casuals and newer fans did really want it. Unleashed really isn't a game on their radar, but Gens is something casuals do really want. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to say something that's like controversial, but not really. I think the reasons why casuals shudder at Sonic Unleashed, the thought of Sonic Unleashed, are people that probably aren't even big fans of Sonic in the first place and literally only take their opinions from YouTubers. I highly recommend you guys watch Chowmix's newest video. In fact, I was in that video. He released a video today talking about 2010's YouTube. And I think literally the stigma for Sonic Unleashed, or even parts of Sonic 06, because I do have a firm belief, by the way, as much as I like Gen or Unleashed, that I do think Sonic 06 does have fundamental problems. I don't think that's a controversial opinion. It does. But a lot of that stigma, though, does come from there. And it does suck because that response from casuals who probably don't even care about this franchise enough to even have a say in it are robbing us of that. Because Sega looks at what most people say, and the majority of people are casuals. And because of those people's stigma towards Unleashed, it makes it harder for us to ever see it return. So it's just something that to think about. It's like they're not always in the know. Not to mention there's a whole language barrier, but they're not always in the know to exactly what Sonic fans want. But it is an aspect of trying to cater to the casuals. But it sucks that the casuals often take their opinion from people that don't have really much of a say in the first place. Oh man. Same thing. Thank you so much, Erwin. Thank you all. You guys are going crazy. Erwin says my neighborhood was overflowing with Sonic merch when both movies came out. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see Shadow's face printed everywhere else. Yeah, you are, dude. And dude, I'm hoping to God I get to go to the movie 3 premiere, because going to the movie 2 premiere was like a blessing. I'm putting it in the universe. I will go to the movie 3 premiere. I'm putting it in the universe. I hope I get to go, man. That was an amazing experience, and I hope I'm still popular enough to be able to be invited to that. That shit was great. It was super fun. And if I ever go again, dudes, I definitely want to what do you call it? Be able to maybe do a live stream reaction. Not a reaction, I mean, but a live stream at the premiere. I did a short one for movie 2, but I'd love to do like an actual one and be able to talk with you. That shit would be cool. Erwin, thank you so much, man. Grumble Mumble, Forces has traumatized the fan base so bad to the point where Sonic running in a straight line is drawing back to Forces and only Forces. Well, because, and I can't even blame them, by the way, which I am so sorry. I'm going to grab some new headphones because I don't like these. I brought mine from home. I'm going to keep talking, though. The whole thing with Forces, I think it's valid to be afraid of that, because Forces is a game where the whole linear hallway mentality was just so boring. Like, it was a game that was just so boring to play, it made everyone just absolutely hate it. You know what I mean? It made everybody hate it. And I thought it was like, because of its linearity, it wasn't even replayable. Like, I didn't even want to replay it. You know what I mean? And I think that's why Forces is looked on so negatively. And that's why I, as a fan, look at it so negatively. Because it's not replayable. Because it's so linear. The whole thing when it comes to replayability comes from the freedom of movement. And what you're able to do with that moveset. That's also what raised a big question for me is would I rather take a boring game or a game that is inherently bad, right? I would rather play Sonic 06 any day over Forces. I'd rather play literally there's so many games I would rather play over Forces. It's kind of mind-numbing to think about. In fact, like it's even a question of would I rather play Sonic Lost World over Forces? Because it's, even though I don't like Lost World at all, by the way, it really is a factor of, like, when the game becomes so automatic, it really makes me judge whether I'd rather take a bad game over a boring game. Because, like what Forces made me ask is, like when you're boring, you actually made a worse sin than being bad. Because, like, for games like Sonic 06, which has a lot of fundamental problems with the movement, because the game is not finished. The problem with 06 is not that it had bad ideas. It has good bones. It just was undercooked by, like, a year. The game was undercooked. But I would rather play 06. I'd rather play Shadow the Hedgehog. I'd rather play Heroes. I'd rather play, like, so many other mainline Sonic games that people look at, like, that have problems over Forces. And I acknowledge that those games have problems, but I would rather play those games over Forces just because Forces bored me. And when you bore me, that's when I learned that's actually worse to me than just being bad. I would at least like to know that you tried and failed versus you just being so scared to do anything that you literally made an auto runner. You know? Sorry, I'm on yap mode, bro. I'm just yapping. Holy shit. Sorry. Sam, thank you so much. Erwin, thank you so much. Grumble Mumble says, Forces has traumatized families. Yeah. That's, yeah. But I mean, I will say though, outside of me mentioning that whole thing, I do want to mention this. I did talk about this on Twitter. People who say Sonic X Shadow Generations looks like Sonic Forces, you guys are crazy. You guys are actually crazy. There's, in certain aspects of the level design, there's going to be linearity. That's been there since Sonic Adventure 2. That's been there since Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog. There are going to be level aspects that are going to be linear. Even the classic games had moments where the level is going to turn linear. That's fine. What matters is in the gameplay, there's going to be those junctions, those moments where it opens up and allows you to take different paths. And that's what makes it shine. Even Sonic Unleashed had linearity. That's like, this game, from what we've seen so far, even from Fidel's gameplay, from every journalist's gameplay, Choctopus, everyone playing Sonic X Shadow Generations, even to the raw footage we saw from VGC, I have saw people take alternate paths every single time. There was even an alternate path right in the beginning of the level where there's a rail that Fidel took, and I didn't even know that was there. based on the footage. But Fidel took it after like the second attempt, and that was like, holy shit. And I remember when I was watching the gameplay, the raw gameplay, I saw that area that was like all green, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if you could go there. But everyone kept just automatically going to the left. Fidel in his second playthrough took that alternate route and actually went up there, and it was like almost like a shortcut. Forces never had that. Forces never had that. It never had alternate paths that actually meant something. Like, it would have alternate paths that would last no more than 2 seconds, and there was probably only one alternate path throughout the entirety of the level. This one had multiple that even I missed while we were watching gameplay of the game. This is not a Forces situation. It's clearly not. There are going to be moments where you run forward. That is inherently a problem with the boost formula. That is like, if you are like shudder at the thought of him running forward for a period of time, that is literally the boost formula. It's made to do that. It's made to move forward. If you want something more open, you're not going to get it here, because this is more of a traditional boost styled game. It looks like it's better than Forces, but you're not going to get that openness here. Not complete open, I mean. You're still going to have alternate paths, but you're not going to get that open zone type thing here. You're not going to get that here. You're not even going to get the thing you get in like Sonic Adventure 1. Adventure 2 kind of started the hallways a little bit, and then it got pretty bad in Heroes, but we've been dealing with that forever, and people like it. I know for me personally, I don't mind it when it gets linear, but it matters when those areas open up and gives us chances and opportunities to play it differently. That's a reason why I even like Heroes, because Heroes, even though that game is super linear, because you have different characters with different moves, not necessarily different movesets, but different powers or different combat abilities, and different difficulties, by the way, based on the team you choose, it makes that game replayable. What matters is the replayability, and so far from what we've seen from Sonic and Shadow Generations, the replayability factor is very much there versus Forces. I am in yap mode, bro. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's essentially my thoughts on it. Swallow. Recently played SA2 and found something. The stage we saw from Shadow Gens has more pathways than any stage in SA2. SA2 is more open, not more branching. I think Forces has ruined our perspective when it comes to pathways. They're faster paths, nothing more. That's a good way to put it, Swallow. And that's actually a good point too. Look, as much as I love Sonic Adventure, as much as I love even Sonic Adventure 2 and people want remakes, when I replay those games, I take the same paths over and over and over again. Even those games aren't even as open as I feel like they could be now. Now, to be fair, I don't harp those games for it. I mean, we're talking about Adventure. A game came out in 1998, late 1998 in Japan. It was developed in 1998. The game was good for the era it was in and open enough for the era it was in. And Adventure 2, even if that was released later on, had some alternate paths in some levels, but a lot of it can be linear. I'm yapping so much I need to drink water. And obviously the next move from there was to continue that formula, but they changed the formula. So it really comes down to like, if we can see them kind of improve on this open zone type boost formula and integrate those alternate paths. Because here's the thing, as much as I like to talk about the gameplay aspect of Shadow, like how he controls and the moveset he has, really it comes down to the level design. Even Heroes, look, I love Sonic Heroes, but I will admit that game controls like ass. But it really comes down to how the levels are designed with that moveset in mind. If you design a level with any moveset in mind, you can make it fun. And that's what it comes down to. The levels look like they're designed well with Shadow's moveset in mind. That's not something you really saw in Forces. We would see literally 2D parts in Forces where you even like climbing the tower and shit, and their jump was horrible and it didn't feel good. That's when point is, it comes down to the design, level design, and it can really make anything pop. Okay, this scroll. The reason why so many normies just don't get Sonic is because Sonic is fundamentally a very anime, earnest, cartoony, over-the-top series that we just don't get very much of nowadays. Ratchet and Clank even began to do cringy, everything is ironic shtick. Now, to be fair, I will argue Ratchet and Clank did have that irony in it since the beginning, so it's not completely out of the realm for them to do that. They kind of came about in that area with Jack and Daxter and Spyro and Crash, where it's okay to be ironic. It's always ironic. Now, you're absolutely right in that regard, though. Like that, it is a very Japanese thing, but from what we can see from even Frontiers, when you lean into that type of culture, people love that shit. Because if it's not readily available in America, that's a reason why your thing is actually unique here. It gives me something, even nowadays, and Evan brought this up in my last stream, even nowadays, I still don't really see games made the way Sonic games are made now. Like, you just don't. Even like Spark, it does something unique. It does something that's what we imagine Sonic should do, but they're doing that. Sonic is still doing his own thing. And I guess that's a good thing about it. Sonic is still making the game the way they want to make it, and it's still unique in that aspect. It's just a matter of, like, yeah, being able to make something that is unique stands out compared to the rest. Okay, the scroll, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you all for the donations, by the way. I'm going to catch up real quick. Mr. K said, I'm just calling Mr. K, says, honestly prefer 06 and Unleashed over Forces. I'm right there with you. KB says Sonic Forces is a very neat character customization simulator with a mediocre game attached to it. Damn. Kind of right, though. I didn't hate the character customization. That's something I do hope they kind of bring back at some point. Spicy Bum Crocker says, I thought Sonic Frontiers, the final update, Cyberspace, new levels were great. Use Spin Dash Momentum, lots of pass, could be longer. What do you think? Okay, I think I'll give you guys my thoughts on the third update. Regarding update 3, I think it did it was a good attempt, and not even just a good attempt, it did a good job at integrating a lot of the movesets from Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, especially in the open world. I think that's where it really shines. I don't know why. I'm not a fan of a lot of the cyberspace levels in update 3. I feel like a lot of them do get really gimmicky. Like this one has moon gravity. This one is like super slowed down, or this one Sonic is like a car. I feel like those got a little too gimmicky for my liking. But I do like what they were doing in those, where they would make those ramps, right? And you could spin dash off of them and launch into the sky. And that was fun. That shows me, oh, they really want to integrate like Sonic's movesets into the level design. The problem is, it was designed like a Halo Forge level. By that I mean, they're using like all those assets like walls and shit to like create ramps, and it just didn't feel great because, again, it looked like something that somebody used like all the assets they had to make it. Now we know going into this that it's probably because the majority of the team was working on this game here, while a smaller team was working on those updates. Now I understand it, but I like spin dashing. I like launching off ramps, but I don't want to constantly do that. And it kind of felt like the team was like doing it too much. I kind of feel like when I look back at those cyberspace levels in update 3, I was almost always flying over the level all the time. I feel like we got to strike a middle ground somewhere, but I think they kind of did it a little too much. Is that exact? So my point is that the type of levels exactly what I'm looking for in Sonic? No, there's still way more room to improve, but it was a good attempt. All right, let's continue. I'm so sorry. I think I talked for like 20 minutes.
Which is using that linear format that people really like.
Thank you, but harsh spam in the chat for all the donos, by the way. Thank you, guys.
Do like that boost gameplay. They do like feeling that exhilaration.
Holy shit, I missed this. Erwin gifted 10 subs. I am so sorry. Harsh spam in the chat for Erwin. Dude, thank you so much for the 10 gifted, man. You are amazing. Ella Studio says if they bring back the character customization from Forces, they should let us customize the main characters if they are... Yeah, that's a good point. That's another good point. Customize like Sonic himself. That'd be cool. Thank you guys for the heart spam.
So we do want to continue bringing new games out and a wide variety of games to meet the expectations and the desires of our fans who want that kind of gameplay.
And I mean, I think it's telling a lot that you guys think, you know. And I think for me, as someone who I see what everyone's saying, I'm always hearing what people have to say to me, and even to you guys online, this everything. For me, I can understand it's definitely overwhelming, but what I love is I see you guys trying, you know, and I see the effort, and I see that like we're right there, you know. We're at a point where the series I feel like is taken seriously. There's energy to it. There's excitement, even in the music. Right? Like I feel like the music, especially with Frontiers, with the Titan themes and everything. I was actually curious for Sonic Frontiers. What is your favorite Titan fight and song? Which one's your favorite? What's the one that makes you come the most?
一番好きな曲バトルは
フロンティアですか？フロンティアの質問が来ると思ってなかった。
That's a good question. I want to know.
He didn't think he'd be getting a Sonic Frontiers
I was
question.
curious because I love the game so much. I was so curious.
フロンティアの俺巨人の名前オフィシャルのが
今で言うようなことだ
And Catsal, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
ちょっとフロンティアの質問はカットしてくれないかな。
We're not sure if we can give you like a legit good answer.
I was just curious. As a fan, just like
Oh, wow.
curious about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't think
I
we have-
wonder if like is it he didn't know what Titan to like say?
I was just curious. As a fan, just like curious about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't think we have an answer for you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
But like for at least this release with Shadow and everything.
I'm wondering, is it like well, Azuka was involved in the marketing for Frontiers. I'm wondering though, is it because like maybe Mario Kishimoto was involved in that? Maybe like it was like kind of like just a Japan only thing? Was he like maybe Azuka wasn't as involved in it? I don't know.
I know you probably can't dive too deep into it, but those wings look so cool.
Yeah.
And
That hairline, brothers, don't even talk about hairlines right now. Y'all, like, even my hairline's whack, okay? Like, chill, okay? And I'm 27.
What can you tell us about the Doom powers?
I look like Vegeta sometimes, okay?
今そのドゥームパワーは今回の展示出展しているビルドではドゥームスピアーズって、カオススピアーみたいなスピアーを複数発射することができる、ドゥームパワーを、実際遊べる形で出展してるんですけども、それとあとトレーラーにあった羽ですね。羽とかはちょっと今後いろんな
All right, hold on. What's going on here? Hold on. We're changing our I was looking here, but now we're looking here. Chat, what do you mean you're 27 question mark? You're 27. What did y'all think I was? Why is everyone shocked by this information? Now answer that honestly and be careful with what you say. What did you think I was? What do I look like? Like, what do I look like age-wise? Do I look older? People think of 90? 40, 45, you look 40, 40, 90, 30, old man, 40, not gonna lie, 37, 40, 1000, 26, 40, 40, 25, 30, 40. You guys got me fucked up. We're done.
ドゥームパワーを
Mods ban everyone. Anyone that stayed over the age of 30, you could ban them right now. I swear to
公
God.
開していくことになるので、今後の情報にご期待くださいという感じですね。
This is why I don't get invited to this shit. Because y'all motherfuckers over here just keep cooking me. Y'all, show me some damn... I hate y'all.
The Doom powers are something new for Sonic and Shadow generations. It's something unique for Shadow to really make the most of. And what you saw in the trailers was the Doom Spears. It's kind of like the Chaos Spear, but you'll be able to use it.
You're prehistoric.
So it's not just a single spear.
Sorry, I'm missing everything right now. I'm so sorry. Let me go back.
今後
I'm
の
clowning. I'll stop
情
messing
報
around.
にご期待くださいという感じですね。
So yes, the Doom powers are something new for Sonic X Shadow generations. It's something unique for Shadow to really make the most of. And what you saw in the trailers was the Doom Spears. It's kind of like the Chaos Spear, but you'll be able to use it in multiples. So it's not just a single spear, but multiples. And also in the trailer, you saw the wings.
Somebody mentioned this in the gameplay. You could lock on to multiple enemies at once. We saw that in the gameplay. I think that's what he's talking about.
Shadow has. Can't really get into much more than that. They do look super cool, and we do hope you stay tuned for more conversations about the Doom powers in the future.
Okay. I want to know more about like the wing power up.
To wrap up, right? I did want to say, just like from the heart, for me, like, thank you, because for me, like, Sonic is everything. You know, I've grown up with it and I've talked about it, and I've become like a figurehead in the community as like the Sonic hype guy, and it's just because I love Sonic and I love talking about the character and playing it and just consuming everything you guys have been doing. And so I just like really like, I feel like it's rare to just hear a genuine thank you, because like I think a lot of fans agree, like it's like you guys are making something and made something that people from their childhood to adulthood in some way have consumed Sonic, but the fans that have grown up with it now like feel a lot of good energy. So I just wanted to tell you guys are doing a great job, and then like I thank you so much for everything. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
There we go. There we go.
That's it. Yeah.
Shout out.
That's everything I got. So thank y'all for watching. Bye, hype.
Yo, shout out to Fidel. Here, I'm gonna put that link in the description. Make sure you guys give a like on that video. Shout out to Fidel. Good questions, man. You did not disappoint there. Did I put that link in there correctly? I want to make sure I put that link in there. I did. There we go. Make sure you guys leave like an awesome job, dude. There is going to be a lot of stuff we also need to cover here. I'm going to put music on, by the way, because I know right now I am like, let's get some Shadow OST. I don't know. I think that's probably the best thing to do right now. Let's cover some other interviews too, because there was a ton of other interviews to go through for this, for Iizuka in general. So let's talk. Let's see what else we got here. Sonic X Shadow Generations. All right. Okay. Let me go to Jeremy Killinger covers the game as well. Wait, hold on, wait, what? There's a live. I didn't see this. Hold on, we could get. I want to see what the live audience thought. There's footage of the audience. I don't know what it sounded like.
A definitive greatest hits collection of 3D and 2D levels from Sonic and Shadow.
You know what's funny, chat? And I think I mentioned this, by the way. I did have tickets for this event. I decided not to go because I'd rather ended up covering the event for you guys. So I did have tickets for this event, and dead ass, I gave the tickets away, by the way, to people in the area. But legit, this is like right near where I would have been sitting.
History. Now it's time for a glimpse of Shadow's brand new powers and gameplay from his standalone campaign, as well as the official release date announcement.
So quiet. Why is the audience so quiet, bro? Did somebody want to tell me why the audience is so fucking quiet? Bro, I would have been jumping out of my seat. I'm happy I didn't go to this bum ass event. What the fuck? Shit was lame. That was nasty. That was gross. What? That crowd sucked. No, hell no. That sucked. What the frick? What? That was terrible. That would have been so boring. Excuse me? Everyone's just sitting there silently. Hell no. That's crazy. Let me see what we got here for interviews or other stuff to cover. So let me see here. There is other what do you call it? What is this? Sega Informant. What is this? Group B would focus on Nintendo Wii development, creating Sonic and the Two Rings. However, once Group A finished Generations, many of the team left to work for other companies, meaning Group B and leftover group merged. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we knew that. Kishimoto. Since then, Sonic Team has remained the same. However, has been seen significant growth. After the release of the successful Sonic Frontier, Sega has been mass hiring new members for Sonic Team, with the current estimate being over 400 plus. Damn, 400 plus developers, brother. That's how you do it. That's how you grow. That's how you cook. We love to see that. We love to see that. Genuinely, we do. We do. Let me go to Sonic Stadium real quick. I know we were covering there last time for anything regarding Sonic X Shadow Generation stuff. By the way, I did see that there is a new update for Dream Team. If you guys want me to play that soon, we can. But I might... Ooh, by the way, tomorrow's stream... Make sure you guys lock in for that. Tomorrow's stream, I brought a PS2 game. I think tomorrow, I'm going to be playing Sega Superstars Tennis. I have not... I played that game one time as a kid and never turned it on again. So if you guys want to see me and Kenny play that together, tune in tomorrow. That'd be fun. Let me see here. I want to see if there's more news or anything like that regarding pinned article. When was it? This was Tuesday. Audio? Azuka interview audio. Wait, they did a... Sonic Stadium did an interview?
Hello, everyone. I am Knuckles87 of Sonic Stadium, and with me today is the head of Sonic Team, Takashi Iizuka. Hello, Mr. Iizuka. It's been a while.
Hello. Yeah, nice to meet you.
So you got a new game coming out, of course, Sonic Shadow.
そうですね。今回その映画2皆さんご存知だと思いますけど、
Rip stream?
映画2の
Uh-oh. Am I good? Am I good? Y'all saying rip stream. Am I good? Am I good? We're good. Mr. Lag, I'm good. Alright.
エンディングでシャドウが出てきましたよね。で、あれで次の映画3の、にスポットライトが当たるの
I
は
heard
シャドウだってこと
gasoline.
が
What?
皆さん
What are we talking about? What are we doing here? Are we good, by the way? We're back? We're fine? Okay, my bad.
So let's get started. So my personal, one of my big questions for this is, when did this game first enter development?
Bro, Grumble, if I was actually there, that would have happened. I would have said, screw this crowd. I would have just yelled, bro. That would have been me.
今回その映画2皆さんご存知だと思いますけど、映画2のエンディングでシャドウが出てきましたよね。で、あれで次の映画3の、にスポットライトが当たるのはシャドウだっていうことがもう皆さん分かったと思うんですけど、あのタイミングで我々もじゃあ映画に合わせてシャドウにフォーカスしたゲームを作ろうということで企画が始まりました。
So as I'm sure as everyone knows, movie 2 ended with a wonderful reveal of Shadow, and we knew moving into movie 3, Shadow was going to have a nice spotlight for the movie. So we also wanted to make sure we had a game that would be out that would also spotlight Shadow's
Wow.
character.
22? Yeah,
2022.
2022. Okay.
So it was in development around the same time as Sonic Frontiers then.
そうですね。はい。Yes.
So
Yes.
how does Sonic Team manage the workload between?
These are now. I'm actually interested in this. I remember asking. I was like wondering. I'm like, how? So I guess we know now because like their team grew. Do you guys remember? Like, I feel like I remember this like 2 years ago too, especially after Frontiers. Didn't we hear that like the budget went up? Like the people were getting paid more. Like there was a pay increase in Sonic Team, and like and we know now they're hiring more. So this is an interesting question. I want to know that. Like, I want to know this. Is there two... Okay, if y'all know your Sonic history, you guys would know back then, during the mid-2000s, there was two teams. There was a Team A, there was a Team B. And Team A, for example, let's say they were working on Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Generations, while Team B would work on Sonic Colors, right? After Sonic Generations, though, Team A kind of like disbanded. And a lot of those developers quit, and they worked on they moved to like Nintendo. I know one of the long things that people said is a lot of the developers that worked on Generations, a lot of developers that worked on Sonic Unleashed, they ended up working on Mario Odyssey. And then Team B that worked on Sonic Colors became the main team. They've been the team, they were working on Sonic Lost World, they worked on Sonic Forces, and they're like the team that's been heading it ever since. But like I'm wondering, if we're back to like that 2-team thing, if like now they have enough people where they have 2 different teams, or is this one team that's just really big and they allocated different people? Let's see.
Between that project and this one.
今はもうソニックチームもだいぶ開発メンバーも増えて、で複数のプロジェクトが同時に動けるぐらいのもう人員がいるので、ソニックフロンティアやりながらも次のゲームのこう仕込みを始めてて、で同時にその時はソニックスーパースターズもやってましたし、そういう形でこういくつかの複数のプロジェクトを動かしながらこうやって毎年皆さんに新作品を紹介できる形を整えています。
So the Sonic team has expanded greatly over the past years,
Ayo.
and it's now large enough that they can handle multiple projects
Hell yeah.
at the same time. So even though we do have a big team working on Sonic Frontiers, at that time there were enough people that they could also start working on Sonic X Shadow Generation.
Look at that!
While also having another team work on Sonic.
Look at that! So wow, he literally confirmed right there that their team is actually so big that they actually, you know what's the crazy part is too though, this isn't like literally like mid 2000s where like they had half the team. Like, remember Sonic, the story of Sonic 06, guys, for those that want to know why the game came out the way it did, was the team was split in half. Well, first off, Naka left, would later do inside trading, went to prison. I didn't need to mention that. Anyways, Naka left, the team was split in half. Half the team went to work on Secret Rings, the other half was stuck with Sonic 06, and both games ended up feeling unfinished. But, like, now we're literally at a point where, like, we have Sonic Frontiers, which was very good. It had even DLC. You had Sonic Superstars, even though I had my personal stuff about the game. It's a good game. I will say this too about it. Superstars is a good game. It's a solid game. It has problems, but it's not inherently like bad. It's a good game. So we had Superstars, we have Frontiers, we even have a bit of Dream Team, but that's not Sonic Team, right? And then we have this game, which is looking to be good. So they're dividing and conquering, but it looks like this isn't a situation like in the mid 2000s where like they would split the team and it would be to the game's detriment. It looks like there's enough developers where they could do that and not hinder the game's quality, which is good.
So this question is from SuperGuy551. How have you approached designing Shadow's levels, and how does that differ from modern Sonic's design? Level design? Yeah.
今回はまずシャドウステージっていうのは、彼の一番の得意技である、カオスコントロールですよね。で、カオスコントロールは時を止める技なので、ユーザーが2のタイミングでカオスコントロールを使って時間が止まってる間にプラットフォームアクションをこなすっていう、これが一つモダンソニックにない遊びの要素で、それに加えて、シャドウ今回のゲームでの特徴としてドゥームパワーっていう新しい、今作だけのオリジナルアクションがあるので、それもレベルデザインの中に少しずつ組み込みながらモダンソニックとの差別化を図っています。
So Shadow, as you know, he has the ability to stop time with Chaos Control. And so one of the ways they wanted to differentiate the Shadow gameplay was to use Chaos Control and be able to have players stop time and find different ways of doing the platform action in that level. So a lot of the level design does have Chaos Control incorporated in it as part of the fun. But they didn't want to stop just there. They also added in brand new actions for Shadow in the form of Doom powers. And these Doom powers are going to allow Shadow to do lots of different actions in the game. And when they were making the levels and designing everything, they made sure not only could the players use the Doom powers in various ways, but also Chaos Control.
Wow.
And all of that would differentiate the Shadow gameplay from the Sonic gameplay.
Wait. So on top of the Chaos Control, so they have Doom powers, which we knew about the Doom powers. We know about like this, but like, ooh. So wait, so there's gonna be like, in the same way we saw like the level integrate with the Chaos Control, we're probably gonna see like the level designed behind those powers. That's gonna be interesting. So we have really yet to see that aspect of it. That's gonna be interesting then. I'm interested in seeing what that's gonna be like. Like to see like the whatever these powers are, to like see how they integrate it into the gameplay.
Okay, now this next question is from Sven Johnson, or Dreadnuts, my boss. Are the stages and white space in the Shadow side using an adapted version of the Frontiers engine, or is it running on the same engine as the original Sonic generation?
Ooh.
まずはですね、
It's gonna be Frontiers.
このホワイトスペースに限らず、ソニックジェネレーションズとシャドウジェネレーションズは違うエンジンを使う。
I think it's probably gonna be two different. I'm gonna say this right now. I think it's probably gonna be two different EXEs. I know Big Burry Box 12. I watched his video on this. I think he's right. I think what it's gonna be is gonna be like two different game engines. I'm wondering if that's going to be the case. Like it is two different game engines, obviously, because you can't mimic the Frontiers gameplay with the Frontiers engine, and you can't. And based on what we've seen with Shadow, it's clearly running off of Frontiers. Even game, I called him Gamescape. Fidel said that. So I'm wondering if, it probably has two different EXEs in it, like a launcher. Yeah, like a launcher. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be like that.
2011年の時に作られたヘッジホックエンジンをベースに作られているので、それと今回のシャドウジェネレーションズっていうのは、そこからこう何世代も進化したヘッジホックエンジンを使っているので、どちらもベースとなる
Bowser's Fury did that.
エンジンはちょっと違うんですね。
So, specifically, even with like white space involved, when we talk about the Sonic Generations portion of Sonic X Shadow Generations, that was all originally created with an older version of the Hedgehog engine. And so for this game, they kept that older version, but, kind of made some improvements, but kept it in that older version.
Made some
for
improvements.
The Shadow Generations portion, that was used with a version of the Hedgehog engine that was many kind of versions more advanced.
Okay.
So both versions of the Hedgehog engine are powering this game, but it's the different versions.
Okay. If they have two different engines running, then that definitely tells us it's going to be two different EXE files. Now, regarding improvements, I assume he just meant the quality. Like, we're having it run natively 4K, 60, that type of thing. You know what I mean?
So, can you tell us how many hours the main campaign will take, and how long to 100%?
They're not answering
ま
that.
だ今回新しくで新作を紹介したばっかりなので、まだ全体についてはまだお話できない。
We can't talk yet about all of the content.
All right. So, I noticed that Act 1 is playable out there. That presumably means that there's multiple acts. Is there any kind of gameplay difference between the different acts of a level?
デファレント、アクス、そうですね、ソニック、今回シャドウジェネレーションズは、ソニックジェネレーションズと全く違うゲームなんですけど、同じジェネレーションシリーズとしてワンパッケージにしているので、ソニックジェネレーションズと同じフォーマットを使うところは使ってるんですね。なので、今回、シャドウジェネレーションに関しても、3D のアクトと、あと、サイドスクロールのアクトと、両方実装するようにしてます。
Shadow Generations is a different game from Sonic Generations. Like, both do exist on the game in one package, but because they're both Generations games, we wanted to have similar format. So just like how Sonic Generations has a 3D level that you get to play with the high-speed action, there's also the side-scrolling gameplay for Sonic Generations, and for Shadow they wanted to make sure they had 3D gameplay as well as 2D gameplay in there.
What can you tell us about Shadow's motivation?
So does that mean Act 2 is 2D? It sounds like that's what it is, right? If they're kind of doing the same thing Generations did, right?
使うところは使ってるんですね。
Or it's just 2D
なので
aspects,
今
maybe.
回シャドウジェネレーションに関しても
I wanna hear that translation
アクト
again.
と
Shadow Generations is a different game from Sonic Generations. Like, both do exist on the game in one package, but because they're both Generations games, we wanted to have similar formats. So just like how Sonic Generations has
Similar formats, okay.
a 3D level that you get to play with the high-speed
Okay.
action, there's also the side-scrolling gameplay for Sonic Generations, and for Shadow they wanted to make sure they
Okay.
had 3D gameplay
Alright.
as well as 2D.
Well, no, we did see the 2D when it comes to like Kingdom Valley. I do want to mention this too, because I know a lot of people are like, when they hear 2D, they suddenly have a brain aneurysm and act like it's ruined. I don't hate 2D with modern Sonic. I think it comes down to how it's designed. So we'll have to wait and see how the design is. The good thing is about it though is in the act we did see in the arc level, we didn't see a single 2D section. That was like a 5-minute, 6-minute like act. So if we keep having levels that are like fully 3D that are beefy like that, I have no problem with there being 2D sections in the game, as long as it's designed well. You know what I mean?
2D gameplay in there.
What can you
Shit, I'm lagging. No, am I okay? Am I back? Am I here? Am I back? Lag is real. Lag. Sorry. I'm sorry. We good? We back? We back? We back? We good? We back? We back? Back? Good.
3D
Died for a
gameplay as
second?
well as 2D gameplay in there.
What can you tell us about Shadow's motivations as a character? Like, what does he fight? Why does he fight to protect the world?
in this game?
In general.
In
but-
general.
Sure.
So まあ皆さんご存知の通り、まあ最初
Bro, chat, why am I bleeding, bro? I like felt here. I'm like, am I bleeding? Yeah, I am, bro. What the fuck? I'm like bleeding on the side of my nose. Did I cut myself?
まあシャドウ
Ignore
が
that.
誕生した時は
Chat, punch me in the face, bro.
プロフェッサー・ジェラルドの
Okay.
こう怨念を果たすために活躍してで、まあ、最後は人類を滅ぼそうとしたんですけど、まあ、それはマリアの思いとは違ったっていうことを思い出して
You're a
で
tomato.
最終的には
Get over the color, bro. I swear to God, chat. I'm about to turn this filter off and become more red.
地球を救ったと。でそれ以降の彼のモチベーションは結局星はマリアが愛した星なので、彼は星を守るためにっていうのが一番のモチベーション。それはそこに住んでる人とかそういうのは関係なく、マリアが愛した星を守るのが彼のモチベーションです。
So, as I'm sure you guys know, Shadow kind of was created and was being used kind of to get the retribution that Sir Gerald kind of had on the world. He was going to destroy the world, but then remembered that Maria really loved the world, and so instead of destroying it, he actually saved the world. And ever since that, kind of what he wanted to do is, for the memory of Maria loved the planet as it was, so it's not really like he wanted to save individual people on the planet. He wanted to preserve the entire planet because that's what Maria loved, and that he wanted to kind of really preserve that.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the story of
Now,
it. That's the
moving
motivation.
away
We
from
knew that one,
Shadow
bro.
For a minute. Now you are also the head of Sonic Pillar, yeah. So you run Sonic's whole business.
No, actually not head of the pillar. So I'm actually head of the product department. Yeah.
Okay. I think so. I'm hoping.
He's not the head? Who's the head? Wait, Zuko's the head of the product department, not the lead of the... Who's the lead of the pillar? I didn't know that. My head. Yuji Naka.
Product department. Yeah.
Okay. I think
know.
I'm hoping you can still answer this. What can you tell us about Sonic's current mobile strategy, particularly the focus on exclusives for subscription services?
Yeah, good question, by the way. I want to hear this. Zash, somebody says, I think ever since Sonic Frontier, Sonic Team wants to separate 2D and 3D gameplay, which is why I think the first stage we saw of Shadow Generations was fully 3D, so it's probably going to be Act 2, going to be 2 Act 1s fully 3D and the other fully 2D. Yeah, we'll probably see how that is. I'm wondering if that's how they do it. Thank you, Zash. Appreciate you, buddy.
モバイルの方はもうソニック
I'm actually the head of Sonic Team. Y'all didn't know it.
これが
I'm the head of Sonic Team.
モバイルの中でこう長年こう続けているタイトルでソニックフォースに至っては確かついこの間300ミリオンダウンロードを達成したっていうどちらも今すごく長寿タイトルになってるんですけどもそれ以外に、今アップルアーケードで、ドリームチームをリリースしてますけどもこういった形でコンシューマーではあまり向いてないようなモバイルに向いてるタイトルとかを、今後もリリースしていければなと。
So, as I'm sure you know, we have Sonic Dash as well as Sonic Force's Speed Battle, both out for mobile, and they're these really long-selling, long-running games. I think Sonic Force's Speed Battle has just clocked 300 million downloads, and so
I want to know how. I've heard this number before. I know Sonic Forces Speed Battle is like one of the most popular mobile games. Like even like in terms of Sonic, like they have a lot of downloads in that. How? How is there 300 million? Not even thousand. I said 1,000 million. 300 million. We are 1/3 of a way. Like 300 million people downloaded that game. That's downloads. How? It's free? Yeah. I'm just surprised. I've played it before. I think it's okay. It's been 7 years. I know, but even then though, it's been popular for years, bro. I'm just surprised how well that game does. It feels like I don't know what they did. They struck lightning in a bottle with that one. I don't know how they did that. I genuinely don't. That's just crazy. That's why they have so many different characters coming out for that. Different character skins all the time for that game.
it's one of these like really great titles that
that's interesting.
Come in and experience and have fun with the characters. And in addition to those kind of very mobile games, we also have the Apple Arcade Dream Team that did release on Apple Arcade as a way that we can provide more games to maybe, outside of the consumer, like the console business, providing games that will reach a different target audience outside of just the usual console games that we release. And hopefully we can continue doing this in the future.
The community has expressed a lot of interest in seeing mobile titles like Sonic Dream Team and Sonic Rumble on PC and consoles. Is there any chance of seeing these releases launch outside of mobile?
I gotta answer that. Right now, we don't have any plans for those to release on console. They're currently available on Apple Arcade. So we hope you guys can try it out. That's literally gonna be now. I know it feels like more of a statement. Like I know why they asked this. Obviously, it's more of like a to let them know type thing, which is a good question. Well, we know what they're not gonna answer that. They're not gonna say
outside mobile for Sonic Dream Team
and Rumble.
今 ドリームチームはもう Apple アーケード専用タイトルなので、それ以外のプラットフォームに出すことはないです。で、ランブルに関しては、今はモバイルをベースに考えていますけども、まあそこから、様子を見て、他のプラットフォームに行く可能性はあると思います。
So Sonic Dream Team is an Apple Arcade exclusive title, so that's going to be the only place it will be offered. But for Sonic Rumble, we do know it's releasing on mobile, and we'll kind of see as it releases, as people kind of pick up on the fun, it may start going to other places.
I'm a clown, bro. What? I didn't expect that. They're actually thinking about it for Rumble? I apologize. Okay. Well, I'm surprised he said that. They're actually thinking about it for Sonic Rumble, which means it's probably gonna happen if it's popular. Okay, I'm just saying.
Will be offered, but for Sonic Rumble, we do know it's releasing on mobile, and we'll kind of see as it releases, as people kind of pick up on the fun, it may start going to other places outside of it.
Okay, cool. So I'm a big fan of Nights into Dreams and Journey of Dreams, and with Sega doing so many revivals lately, is there potential for a new Nights game or port in the cards?
I know Azuka appreciates that question. Literally, he literally works with Otani now, bro. Like, now's the time. Now's the time. Like, dance on like, you gotta dance on Yuji Naka's grave, bro. Just go ahead.
見る立場にあるので、ちょっとソニックのリソースを使って別のゲームを作るってことはちょっと考えられないです。
I would really like to do a brand new Nights or a remaster. I would like to see that content come out, but right now I'm in charge and the leader of all of the Sonic branded content coming out.
That's so fucking depressing, bro. Dude just said, I'd love to, but I'm stuck in Sonic right now. My job is Sonic. That's depressing as shit. I feel bad for him. Damn, man, he really wants to do that, but he's like stuck doing just Sonic. Nah, man, nah, Sega, let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook. He's not even the head of the fucking Sonic team. Apparently he's the product manager. Just let him go do it, man. Go do it.
Come out, but right now I'm in charge and the leader of all of the Sonic branded content coming out.
Wait, he's in charge. Wait, what? Sonic brand. I'm confused. Wait, he's not the head of Sonic team, but he's in charge. I don't know where the fuck I am anymore. I think I'm high.
Right now I'm in charge and the leader of all of the Sonic branded content.
He is the head.
So I can't really take the resources, our development resources.
But like, Sonic. Doesn't the head mean you're in charge? Maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know how the industry works, bro. I don't know. I assumed he was the head of, like, he's the head, so I assumed he's in charge. But he's not. So he's like, I don't know. People were saying he's demoted. He didn't get demoted. I think it's literally just, I guess that's just another person's job. I don't know.
And use it for something that's not soccer.
All right. Now, you have it. This has to be a yes or no. Do you have any ideas for a new Nights game?
Ideas?
Idea, yeah.
Man, stuck on that Nights question. I like that though.
こういうのにしたいなっていうイメージはあります。
I have an image of kind of what I would like it to be, yes.
He's even thinking about it, bro. Let him cook,
so
Sega.
This question is from a acquainted guy. Any chance of other Sonic characters getting a focus in spin-off media or games?
Any other character? そうですね、スピンオフは、やっぱり今はすごくソニックのブランドも大きくなってきたので、まあやっぱりソニックがもう、リソースが足りないときは、ちょっとスピンオフっていうのはもうできなかったですけど、まあ今はいろんなメディア、ゲームだけじゃなくて、ドラマや映画などいろんなメディアも増えて、そういった意味では、この間はナックルズのドラマがスピンオフで出ましたし、
Let's see what he says.
まあ、うちらのショートアニメですけど、
Can you,
チャオ
y'all? I was thinking about this the other day though. In the same way, like Shadow has his portion of the game, and he's also a boss in Sonic Generations, which makes me wonder if they're gonna like have a part in the game where they like intertwine story wise, because like Shadow's literally a boss in Sonic's portion of the game. So I'm wondering if like you fight Sonic in the game, but I'm also wondering if they want to do this for other characters. Like Silver is right there. Will they do a Sonic X Silver Generations in the future?
アニメも出しましたし、そういった意味ではゲームに限らずいろんなメディアを通じてソニック以外のキャラクターもフォーカスできるようにしたいなと思ってます。
So before we didn't really have lots of resources to bring to the audience, but things have kind of changed now, and we have a lot of different like media resources that we can use to bring content to people. And the Knuckles TV show on Paramount Plus is like one of those ways that we can spotlight a character and spend the time to really bring something new to the audience. Even our short form animation that we released for the Chow is a
Sonic
way that
X
we can,
Wade, I hate you.
deliver fun character moments to people in a way that's outside of just the.
So he's kind of taking it more in a like a general
And
media
moving forward,
sense.
hopefully we'll have
that they could
more
do it.
media opportunities to bring more characters to the forefront for everyone to really enjoy.
Now, this question is from Dustin Phillips. What are the chances of IDW characters like Tangle and Surge appearing in the games?
本当に IDW とはすごく仲良く一緒にこうキャラクター作りとかもうちらと一緒にキャラクター作りとかも参加してるのでやっぱり我々もタングルとかサージとか好きですし、まあ実際
This is a good question. They're asking good questions, yeah.
IDW のコミックも出すようにしてい
Good
るの
questions,
で
bro.
そういった意味では IDW のキャラクターは可能性としてはゲームの中に出てくる可能性はあると思います。
So I do work closely with the team at IDW when they're making their new characters and really making sure, we're having lots of fun and making really good characters. And I know in the mobile games we have released some of the, or will release the IDW characters. So as far as like the potential future of IDW characters appearing in games, hopefully there's a good chance.
Can't wait for the next big port, Sonic the Hedgehog X Silver the Hedgehog. Real talk, that's how you do it though. If they were to have Silver, bro, attach it to Sonic 06, that'd be sick.
Okay, so one new announced feature for Sonic X Shadow Generations is character skins, such as the Sonic Adventure Legacy skin and Terios. Terios in particular.
By the way, chat, and I'm also really sorry. I actually wanted to try something. I am so sorry for doing this right now. I know y'all want to kill me if I did this. I wanted to see if this will work here. I like this version of the chat more. Let's see how
There's
that
a very deep cut. What made you consider this?
Terios.
これはもう昨年のソニックスーパースターズでラビットのスキンを出したんですけども、あれはすごく大島さんもラビットが実際のゲームの中で動くのをすごく気に入ってくれたし、ファンの方からも反響が良かったので、まあ、今回シャドウのデジタルデラックスを考えるにあたってやっぱりテリオス我々はアドベンチャー2開発当時ずっとテリオスって呼んでたんで、やっぱその愛着もあるし、まあテリオスを出したいということで今回企画しました。
So it was really Sonic Superstars that was the catalyst for this idea coming out with the rabbit skin that Oshima-san wanted to see playable inside of Sonic Superstars. When he put it in there, he really liked that. When we released it, the fans also really liked it.
Damn right we did.
When we were thinking about the digital deluxe edition, what kind of content we should put in there, the whole idea of, what if we put Terios in?
Nice. That's sick. Wow, Superstars coined
created
this in
Sonic
a way.
Adventure 2, they were
Started
always
it
calling
off.
the character Terios. They were very like familiar with the character, so putting him in the game as Terios was a great like idea that came from Sonic Super.
Nice.
Okay, and how are skins implemented in Sonic X Shadow Generations? Are they purely promotional, or will there be additional skins that players can unlock in the game itself?
他にってこと
どういうふうに扱ってるでしょうか。これはデジタルダーツ買ったら手に入れられる。でもゲームでなんか解放されるよ。
そうですね、ソニックアドベンチャーの、レガシースキンはプリオーダーの特典ですね。で、
I just heard Sonic
テ
Adventure
リオスの
Steam.
方はデジタルデラックスを買っていただけると、両方とも、
Probably the Sonic Adventure skin.
ダウンロードを手に入れると、キャラクターセレクトで選べるようになります。
So the Sonic Adventure skin is something that if you're pre-ordering the game, you will get that skin. And the Terios skin is for anyone who buys the digital deluxe edition. They will also get that skin. And once you have that skin, you just go to the menu and you select you want to play as that character.
Okay. Now, will
Nice.
we see the return of prior bonus features like the figurine gallery or the Sonic 1 Mega Drive game in Sonic X?
ソニックジェネレーション。
Yeah.
You have time for one more question.
Okay.
Not
ソ
gonna
ニ
be
ッ
in
クジェ
there.
ネレーションズの中に昔入ってたソニック1は今回は抜いてます。入ってません。で、あとは昔 DLC であったカジノナイト。
I think I saw this on
これ
Twitter.
は
Somebody said it's
初めからジェネレーションの中に入れてます。
So Sonic 1 has been removed from the Sonic Generations portion of the game, but the Casino Nights game
Now,
has been included.
okay, I will say, I don't really care, to be fair, because, you know, it's Sonic 1 and I have so many versions of it. But I am wondering why. I'm wondering why it did need to be removed. It seems odd, right?
Everyone will get it.
Okay. Now, final question. This is from Arsene. How did the Eggmans escape like space at the end of Sonic Generations?
He ain't gonna
What
know
else?
that, brother.
これね、グッドクエスチョン。これ今回シャドウジェネレーションズを
Oh no, Azuka about to make something
ナイター
up,
の
bro.
ソニックフロンティアもやったイアン・フリンがライティングしてるんですけども、彼も同じ質問をして彼もソニックジェネレーションズの中でどうやってエッグマンが戻ってきたのかを
It wasn't in the PC version of the game? I didn't know that. Sonic 1 wasn't in the PC version of the game? Origins, yeah, it's probably because of Sonic Origins. They just want you to play Origins, yeah.
ちょっとそれはあれはあそこで終わりなのでちょっと今回実装はしなかったですけどもまあ何らかの理由でガッて戻ってきた。僕は皆さんの想像にお任せするところ。
Great question. The writer for the Shadow Generations content is the same writer from Sonic Frontiers. I'm sure you know him, Ian Flynn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did the writing for Sonic Shadow Generations, the new storyline. He has the exact same question of Izuku-san, like how did they get out? Because he wanted to write in some more story to kind of tell the story.
Wow.
But we couldn't get into kind of changing it. Sonic Generation ends.
Ian
with
tried.
that ending. And so we want to leave it up to everyone's imagination. To guess
Wow,
how
they
Eggman-
tried?
The Eggman
Wait.
got out of white space.
Ian actually tried to change the ending in Generations to be... Wait a minute, though. Does that mean, like... Are they changing, like, Generations? Though? That was even a question?
Okay.
That's kind of
Thank
sick.
you. Thank you for your time, sir. And thank you.
You're very welcome.
And appreciate everything.
Wow. Okay. Nice interview. That was cool. That was cool. That was cool. That was cool. I want to see what other interviews we got. That was a good interview. That was a good interview. I like that. What other interviews do we got going on? Bro, I was not that red. You're capping. I was not that red. You get the hell out of here, bro. No, there's no way I was that red. You shut your mouth, bro. You guys are lying. I was not that red. I was not that red. You guys are crazy, bro. Real talk? This looks sick. This is like fan art. It's like a Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, but yeah, that's sick. I like that. I like that. Let me see here. Yeah, there is this video from Jeremy Klinger. But I want to know real quick, is there any more interviews before we go on to something like that? Let me check here. Any other interviews, chat, by the way? Let me know. Recent interviews, by the way. Recent, not ones that we've watched already. Game Explain?
Hey everyone, I'm back from Summer Game Fest where I got to play Sonic X Shadow Generations. I put out a preview over the weekend and a lot of you seem to really like it, and you had some questions for me, and thankfully I'm here back home to answer them. Let's start with this first question from Rising Revolt, which asks, did you record your own gameplay or did you get this off of someone else? This is a good question
to try to hit you, bro.
Because I'm going to set the record straight. I did not get to record my own gameplay. Instead, Sega PR sent me B-roll to use for videos like this. So everything you're seeing here is
from Sega's.
It's not anything that I have played. So please stop yelling at me in the comments to use the dash button, because I'm not the one who's playing this game in this footage. That's also why there is no HUD. There's not even a marker to indicate homing attacks. It's just all straight up gameplay, no HUD whatsoever. Now let's move on to
what is up with... I noticed this too, because people were complaining about that gameplay. Why... The same thing happened in Frontiers, man. Why aren't they boosting? I don't know.
But a lot of you asked this. It says, Modern Sonic got Drop Dash 2? Yes, that seems to be the main takeaway everyone saw from my preview, which is that not only does classic Sonic have the drop dash in this game, but modern Sonic has it as well. I didn't realize how much of a fan favorite move this was in the Sonic community, so it's really cool to hear that you guys have found out from me that this game does indeed have drop dash, not just for classic Sonic, but modern Sonic. I actually don't remember if Shadow had drop dash. I don't even know if I tested that out in my play session. But if you don't believe me that modern Sonic has drop dash, well, Games Cage posted on Twitter modern Sonic using drop dash.
Yes, he
so
does.
Thanks for the proof, Games Cage. Really appreciate it. This next question is from the Grim Reaper himself, asking, I'm interested in this game, but I'm wondering how much new content there will be. This isn't a remake, right? Well, no, it's not a remake. It's more of a remaster of Sonic Generations, the game from 2011, which originally came out on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and there was also a 3DS version as well, but that was pretty much a completely different game. It did have a BioLizard boss battle, though, so that's coming back in Sonic Shadow Generations, although it's different here. The biggest selling point of this game, though,
sorry,
is
I was
not
lowering
that
the
it's just a
font
remaster
to make the
of
boxes
Sonic
smaller.
Generations. You're also getting a new sub-game, kind of, in the form of Shadow Generations, hence the name Sonic X Shadow Generations. Anyway, this has its own story, it has new levels, it has new gameplay elements. Shadow has a Chaos Control style homing attack that warps through some hazards. He even has Chaos Control powers that slow down time, making for some unique platforming sections. Although he plays very similarly to modern Sonic, he still has little differences like that. His campaign also has its own open world hub area, which looks wicked cool. I didn't get a chance to see it in game, but there is this screenshot right here, and it looks
this
so
area
rad.
looks so
if you wanna
sick.
compare this
I
to-
talked about this before, but like this area here looks like it really does remind me of like Bowser's Fury, because I remember like the goop on the floor and everything. Bro, this area looks sick, but I'm wondering if is this just for like the 06 area? Because it looks, people did mention too, and I agree, it does look like Soliana. So like I'm wondering, and people did mention I think this Hawk 2 is from Soliana. So I'm wondering if like this is just like the area for Soliana, and then the area maybe grows for like other areas in the game. You know?
There is this screenshot right here, and it looks so rad. So if you want to compare this to anything, it's kind of like how Super Mario 3D World on the Nintendo Switch also got the Bowser's Fury sub-game. So this is a very similar situation, but with Sonic. This was also asked by Tonio So Fly. My only question is, how many levels are there for Shadow since they're pushing the $50 to $60 price
Should be a good
point?
amount.
So we don't know
In terms of a length, it should be a good length.
Yet that number has not been.
I'm telling you right now, chat, if it is at least 2 hours long, I will be satisfied. If it's at least a 2 hour long campaign, I will be satisfied. I'm hoping it's at least 2 hours long, like minimum 2 hours. Like I'm hoping that's the case, bro. If it's at least 2 hours, I will be satisfied.
But Sonic Team boss Takashi
Comfortably, I mean, not me going slow. I mean like a comfortable playthrough, 2 hours.
Live interview that the Shadow storyline is not going to be as lengthy as the Sonic Generations main game. Thanks to Fall688 for bringing this up in the reply to that question, because I didn't even know about this interview. But yeah, Sonic
That's
Generations
stretching,
is already a
Sam?
really
We don't even
short
know
game,
yet.
Just blasting right through it, not doing many of the side missions. So I don't
3
know
to
how
4
long
would
this
be
Shadow
great. Don't get me wrong. The longer the better, y'all. I'm just saying, like, I'm hoping it's at least 2 hours. That's like my minimum.
Generations storyline is going to be.
It's below 2 hours. We don't know that. That's not
educated
confirmed. You're
guess
just
based
capping,
on
bro.
what
We have
Izuka
no idea what
said,
the length is.
But in the end, we won't know for sure until this game comes out in October, unless they say something before that. And while you're at it, if you're liking these questions, be sure to subscribe to Game Explain and hit that notification bell to stay updated on all
shout out to
things
Game Explain, by the
Sonic
way.
X Shadow Generations. So let's move on to the next question. Ral1009 asks, how does he control? Like Forces? Like Frontiers Open Zone? Like Frontiers Cyberspace? If you're referring to modern Sonic, well, if you've never played Sonic Generations, I could say it kind of moves similarly to how he does in the cyberspace missions in Frontiers, although Sonic Forces is a direct continuation of Sonic Generations in not just gameplay but story as well. Although it's been a while since I've played Forces, and I preferably never want to play Forces again, but I do feel the movement in Forces being quite similar.
Game Explain
to
is kind of based, not gonna lie.
Although classic Sonic I remember controlled awfully in Forces for some reason. I don't quite understand that because he controlled a lot better in Generations. Sean Anigans 6060 asks, does the Biolizard sound like a monster or like a cougar? I don't know, hear for yourself.
Sounds like a
I was
monster.
wondering why they asked this question, so I looked back at old Biolizard footage from Sonic Adventure 2, and I completely forgot that that creature roars like a giant wildcat. But here the Biolizard sounds more like a monster, and actually kind of more
Sounds more
similar
like
to how it
chaos.
sounded in Sonic Generations on the 3DS.
And actually, it sounds exactly... Ooh, that's the same sound. I wonder if they got... That was the same. Does that mean they actually took sound effects from that boss and they like made it like HD and not bit crunch? That's crazy. That's kind of crazy.
60 FPS. If it does, then it's a solid game to buy. Yes, the game does run at 60 frames per second, although at my demo station, the shadow section ran closer to 30, and I'm pretty sure that had to do with optimization issues because as you can
Nah,
tell, the
Fidel
B-roll
confirmed this.
is
There's
running
a
at 60,
performance
and I saw
mode.
Other demo stations run
It
the
wasn't
game
set
at 60
to.
as well, so I don't know. Maybe I had some weird PlayStation dev kit or something. I don't quite understand it. But yes, this game does run at 60 frames per second, much like it does on the Xbox Series X when you turn FPS boost on. And of course, like Sonic Generations runs on a really good PC. Or any PC nowadays. The game's like, what, 13 years old? Most PCs should be able to handle this game by now. But this does tie into the final question I have for you today from Ranpan6082 asking, was there any footage of the Switch version present? I'm curious to see how it looks and hope it's not a
I'm
botched
wondering that
port
too.
like Sonic Colors Ultimate. So
There's one thing we noticed in the
no Switch.
gameplay. In the gameplay of the Arc level, you see it like transform from like you see it constantly like go seamlessly from cutscene to gameplay, but you also see it like go from like the Arc to like a Radical Highway-esque like level, like on like seamlessly. I'm wondering how that'll perform on Switch. Like I'm actually kind of worried Like, can the Switch actually do that? Can it run that well on Switch to have those seamless transitions mid-level? I'm like, I don't know, man. That's kind of like, we'll have to see.
Switch footage of this game present. I don't even believe there's been Switch footage released of this game at all. Of course, this is a question a lot of people are asking because a lot of people want to pick this game up on the Nintendo Switch, understandably so. But what I'm going to say about the Switch port is purely theoretical based on the history of Sonic games on the
Yeah,
Nintendo
it's going to be
Switch,
30,
aside
bro.
from Sonic Superstars. We're talking 3D Sonic games.
It's going to be
here.
at 30
I'm fully
FPS.
expecting this game to run at around 1080p, 30 frames per second, maybe even less than 1080p, honestly, because as history has proven with games like Sonic Forces and Sonic Frontiers, those versions ran at 30 frames per second instead of 60 on the other consoles. That's just what I'm speculating. I know that Sonic Generations was an Xbox 360 and PS3 game, and the Switch is technically more powerful than those machines. But honestly, I feel like Sega is going to make sure the game runs at 30 FPS on Switch in both the Sonic
But like,
Generations
yeah, like
main game
this
and
looks
the
so
Shadow
crazy, bro. I
Generations
can't.
add-on.
I don't
think
like with all the buildings forming in the background and shit. I genuinely don't know how this is gonna run on Switch. I don't even know. I don't know.
it's going to be 30 because that's just what I've come to expect from 3D Sonic.
I wouldn't be surprised if these buildings are removed in the
and at
Switch
least
version or
the
something.
Sonic Generations portion
Like,
of the game runs
genuinely.
at 60, but I am fully expecting this game to have a 30 FPS frame rate, which hopefully it's a stable one, right? Because that game is perfectly playable at that frame rate as we saw on Xbox 360 and PS3. But yes, let's hope that the Switch version is at least a good port regardless. But those are all the questions I have for you on
Okay.
Sonic X Shadow Generation.
Interesting. I want to see what I want to see Jeremy's thoughts on the game here because we saw his footage on the show floor, so I want to know
Shadow
what it'll be like.
Generations. Here's what I thought. So at the Summer Game Fest Playdays event, Sonic Team was nice enough to bring a demo for the upcoming Sonic Generations remaster, featuring 2 levels from the original game and 2 from the new Shadow Generations mode. I'm not going to go into the Sonic Generations side of things because it's mostly the same game as before, but with the drop dash and R2 now being the boost, but I think that's it. First off,
Yeah.
Shadow Generations is in fact a Bowser's Fury type of situation. They very blatantly copied the style of menu from that game and made this mode a completely separate game with its own unique narrative. It's not going to be one big open world like Bowser's Fury, but according to their official website, it looks like a similar thing will be incorporated for the hub world. It says it's an open zone like Sonic Frontiers has, but this actually looks like there's a lot of shit to do. Frontiers has a lot of space for the sake of having space, and this looks really refined and fun to romp around. It's still really early and we've only seen a couple screenshots, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting so far. But back to what I actually played, there was a full stage for the Space Colony arc and a boss fight against the Bio Lizard. Starting with the full-on level, I gotta say, it was long. Shadow's levels in the past tended to be post-adventure too, but where some of those seem to drag on and on for no good reason, this one goes by really fast. That's mostly because you're actually moving quickly. A big complaint with a lot of modern Sonic stages...
I don't think Shadow stages used to drag. They're harder.
Full-on level...
They were drag because they're harder.
I gotta say, it was long. Shadow's levels in the past tended to be post-adventure too, but where some of those seem to drag on and on for no good reason, this one goes by really fast. That's mostly because you're actually moving quickly. A big complaint with a lot of modern Sonic stages is that they're really short and end before they truly get going. But this felt like the perfect length in my opinion, and you're moving through the whole thing. It never really gets boring or slows down. Well, it does slow down, but it does that intentionally. By pressing L2 when the meter's full, you can activate Chaos Control, which pretty much freezes the world around you and lets you navigate obstacles that are otherwise kinda impossible to. This is such a cool gimmick. We've seen him use it in cutscenes time and time again, but finally getting to use it as the player feels incredible and adds a whole new layer of depth to these levels. Now, the quick time events they brought with them make sense. The original game had them and it fits with time being slowed down, but they kinda date the game a tad, which may have been their intention, but I don't know. I gotta say though.
Wait, what does it do?
Since they brought with them makes sense. The original game had them and it fits with time being slowed down, but they kinda date the game a tad, which may have been their intention, but I don't know. I gotta say though, all the visual
I don't know if I
variety
agree
in
with
this
that.
level was a treat. It starts off feeling a lot like Final Rush, then switches to Eternal Engine to give a full Space Colony vibe, then it does a complete 180, sends Shadow through God knows where, and dumps him off in a distorted Radical Highway. I couldn't figure out the mechanics for sliding down this building for the life of me, but literally everything else about this level felt exactly how I'd want it to. And unlike the modern stages in the Sonic Generations portion, this Shadow level didn't turn to 2D at any point. It was fully 3D from start to finish, which I was pretty excited about. I always hated when these games turn to a 2D perspective for the more platform-heavy sections. I get why, but it always bothered me, especially when there's a set of levels already dedicated to that style of play, so I really hope that trend continues throughout the game. Shadow
I hope
as a
so too.
character plays exactly how you'd want him to. He controls very tight and actually turns really well, which
that's
makes
good.
the quick step out
That's good. That's good.
That's not a bad thing. I've heard a couple people say it feels similar to the cyberspace levels from Sonic Frontiers, and I can't really disagree with that. But where those levels are stupid linear, this one has a ton of really nice alternate routes that took some quick reaction time, and even some sections that give you multiple.
That's good to hear. That he controls better.
Kind of highlight the only other issue I have with this demo, though, because without any knowledge of the stage and making multiple mistakes, I still got a perfect S ranking. That's been a problem in the series for a while, and it kind of hurts the intrinsic replay value of these levels. Why go back if you can't?
I agree with that. I did notice. That is something I do agree with. They need to make the scoring harder. We did notice while watching a lot of the gameplays that people would mess up a lot, and they would get S ranked a lot of the time as long as you like don't die. I feel like the ranking system is very similar to how it was in Generations, where it's very relaxed. I think what made Frontiers super fun and that whole craze that everyone had about level 1, 2, and why it was like really popular is because it was super hard. They need to make the rankings harder. They really do.
Was earned. It took dozens of attempts, and you really couldn't get away with more than a couple slight errors. It kept me coming back to levels again and again, and more recent games kind of got rid of that. That's not a very big complaint though, because this was just one level, and it was one of the smoothest and most fun new levels I played in a 3D Sonic game in a while. The spectacle moments felt truly impressive. They're not just loop-de-loops anymore. The fucking universe crumbles, and Shadow's just falling through it. It's sick. And that carries into the Bio-Lizard fight too. It looks so much more grandiose and epic compared to recent Sonic bosses, and is an excellent revival of a classic fight. In the original game, this one wasn't my favorite. It felt very basic, and why the fuck are there bubbles? And this one starts out that same way, but then goes a completely new direction, and gives him these massive arms that come swinging down and cause a whole bunch of nonsense that I absolutely loved. It felt similar enough to still be recognizable, carrying over all the same elements, but it rearranges them into something really special that felt so fresh. And then you play the other half of this game, and it feels the exact opposite. Sonic Generations is a good game, but half of it is really good, and half of it is really lame, and they just didn't do much to change that. Shadow Generations, though, doesn't make you play a boring classic Sonic level in between the fun stages, so it immediately makes it a much more appealing package. And this is actually the first time in any Sonic game that Shadow has just had like back-to-back levels. Every other time he's incorporated with other characters that aren't half as good to play as, but here it's all the fun stuff, just the marshmallows, none of those Cheerio shits. I'm really excited for this game. Here it's all the fun stuff, just the marshmallows, none of those Cheerios.
Hey bro, listen here man, Sonic's friends are not shit, bro. What?
I'm really excited for this game. Even more so for that Ivo Robotnik journal. This is going to collect.
I am excited for that too, though.
But still, it's looking like it's going to be fantastic, and probably the best modern Sonic game since the original Sonic Generations. Which I know sounds harsh, but no,
I agree.
No, nah. I want to hear your takes, though.
I'm happy you had fun. No disrespect. People have their opinions. I just disagree. I just heavily disagree with that. Let's see what else we got to watch. Any other interviews, guys? Is there any other interviews we can watch, guys? Is there any interviews or hands-on impressions of the game? Anyone else? Did anyone else interview with Zuka? Let me look up Zuka. Sonic Generations and Zuka, please. Sorry. Just give me a second. Just I'm gonna see here. Oh man. Yo, wait. This guy interviewed Zuka. It's 2.1 thousand. What is this one at? Damn, this guy got an interview with Zuka. What am I doing wrong? How do I get an interview with Zuka? Dude, the remix, by the way, the remixes do sound amazing. And that voice for Black Doom, bro. It literally sounds like Sean.
You cannot deny your fate.
Okay.
All right, so we're live here at Summer Game Fest, and again, we're gonna be. We had you last year. We talked. What was the game that we were talking about last year? I think it was another Sonic game. Sonic Superstars. Yeah, but this time it's Sonic Shadow Generations. So, thank you for coming back, and
thank you.
How's Summer Game Fest for you this year so far?
Yeah, it's good. We have good reactions, and we still busy, so
That's good.
Good to us.
Yeah, it's good that he noticed the good reactions to this game.
So, let's talk about Sonic and Shadows Generations. Why?
he is struggling so much with that name, bro. I feel for him.
Let's talk about Sonic and Shadows Generations. Why Shadow is back this time around.
はい、今年はイヤーオブシャドウということで、この映画3が今年の12月に上映されますけども、そこでこうシャドウにスポットライトが当たった、映画が作られると、それに合わせてゲームの方もこうシャドウにスポットライトを当てたゲームを作ろうということで、今回のこの企画がスタートしました。
So this year is the year of Shadow. And it really started because Shadow's going to have a big spotlight pointed on him with movie 3 coming out this December.
Yeah.
And because we had such a big spotlight pointed on Shadow in the movie, we wanted to make sure we also had a game that could point a similar, really big
No, the lighting is
Shadow.
whatever.
That's what
we heard this answer, by the way, for Infidels or in the
there's,
Fidels one. Yeah, because of the movie.
There's a whole generation that have never played Shadows before, so it's going to be really cool to see. So I know this is going to be new content, right? What you can tell us a little bit about that, about the new content in this game.
The new content for Sonic Generation?
For both, for both, yeah.
まずソニックジェネレーションズは、2011年に発売した、ソニックジェネレーションズってゲームの、リマスターなんですけども、さらに、それを過去に遊んだことある人でも遊べるように、新しくチャオレスキューという要素を足しました。それと、今回のシャドウジェネレーションズは、
So I'm wondering if they're going to go into like new content for Generations portion itself. Because he asked for both. I'm wondering if they're going to go into like some of the stuff in that portion of the game.
過去にこう歩んできた歴史とか、そういうのを、楽しんでもらえる作品になってます。
Sonic Generations was our 2011 release, and we wanted to add something new for players who have maybe played it before. It's been a while since it's been released, and so we added in Chow Rescue as a feature to that 2011 title for Sonic Generations. But for Shadow Generations, that's going to be a brand new story, a whole new...
Wait, hold on. The Chow Rescue thing is in the regular Sonic Generations? That's not in Shadows? I didn't know that. Wait, the Chow Rescue mission's in Sonic Generations, not in Shadows. Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it was Shadows portion. So Chow Rescue is in Sonic Generations. Oh, okay. Well, that's a reason why to okay. Then that's a reason for me to play it. There we go. All right. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was both. I didn't know that. Not even both. I thought it was just Shadows. I didn't know where it was in the game, but it's in the original. Okay. Well, there's a reason right now for me to replay it. There you go. Castell says, have you read Otani is involved in the OST? I did see that. Yeah, Otani's not involved in it, so maybe it's Jun Sonoe. We'll have to see. Justice says, a Radical Highway looks great. It does.
Story,
thank you guys for the
brand
donos.
New stages. We're going to be able to have people get in there and play something new, and then also go through the history and the legacy of Shadow as a character, so they really understand who Shadow is.
Fast forwarding through the gameplay.
Is there anything that the game connects with each other, like story wise, or is something where it's a totally separate story.
そうですね。まあ、完全にソニックジェネレーションズと
I assume the story connects, considering we saw the time meter in the trailer.
最初からどっちを遊ぶか選べるん
で
ですけど
That the story should connect.
どちらも同じジェネレーションシリーズということで
How do you fast forward on YouTube? There's no way y'all didn't know how to. You hold the space button, or you hold the what do you call it? You just click it. Click the video like this.
ストーリーラインは実はパラレル
You
で
just hold down the click.
並行して進み
Yeah,
ま
you
し
hold down
て
the click.
どちらの冒険も最初にタイムイーターが時間と空間をすべて消し去った状態から少しずつ過去を取り戻していくっていうような
Y'all didn't know that? What the hell?
話になってます。
That's
So
funny.
Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations are two separate games inside of this one package. And from the very beginning of the game, you can
Two
choose
games
if
in
you
one
want
package.
to play Sonic Generations or if you'd rather play Shadow Generations first. But because they're part of the same generation series, the story is also the same. So we have the two stories, the Sonic Generation story and the Shadow Generation story happening in parallel. It's the
Okay.
events that happened after the time meter kind of consumed all of time and space and everyone went to the white space. From the white space, you start reliving the past and unfreezing the past and going through the story. The narrative, not only on the Sonic side, but on the Shadow side as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is like a connection there. Why is there gameplay in the middle of this interview? Hang on, I'm gonna skip forward. Yeah, I'm just like right now I'm holding the space button.
Now, while creating Shadow back then, because his character is very darker compared to Sonic.
Yeah.
While working on it, why was it that you wanted to make this like a totally different character than Sonic, darker? He has like a little different attitude and everything, and even the way how he plays, the way he runs is very different than Sonic. So why that change when you created Shadow back in those days?
そうですね。シャドウはソニックアドベンチャー2の時に誕生したキャラクターなんですけども、その時にゲームコンセプトとしてヒーローストーリーとダークストーリーという2つのストーリーを進むっていう、ゲームシステムだったので、ソニックに匹敵するかっこよくてさらに
So what are your thoughts on Generation side of the game?
ダークサイドのキャラクターを作ろう
It seems like it looks like Generations, but they added a Chow mini game to it, so we'll have to check it out now. Now I have to check it out legally. Now I have to check it
ダー
out.
クヒーローっていうのがすごいアメリカで流行って
I mean, it's all it needs to do. Generations is a good game. It's pretty solid. Just higher fidelity for those console players.
いう思いがありました。
So Shadow was created for Sonic Adventure 2, and kind of the game concept at that point, we had the hero story that Sonic would be playing through, but we also wanted to have a dark story, and that would be Shadow's story. And at the time, Sonic is a really cool character, very powerful, but we also wanted to create a character that was going to be just as cool as Sonic, just as powerful as Sonic, but have that kind of oppositeness that has something that Sonic didn't have. So back when I was creating this game, when we were developing it, I was living in America, and in America, dark heroes were very, very popular, and I kind of drew inspiration from that and said, all right,
What
if
dark
Sonic
heroes
is
were
a
popular
hero,
in
we
like
need to make a
2001? I'm
character
trying to
that's
think. Dark
the exact
heroes.
opposite of Sonic, but still a hero, and that was Shadow.
What was popular back then? Like a dark hero. Vegeta, yeah, Vegeta, Batman, Blade, Vegeta, Batman. Mainly Vegeta. I guess Shadow really is like a Vegeta type. Terminator. Okay, now I get you. Okay. Speaking of which, by the way, chat, I am going through Dragon Ball Z right now. I'm going through Dragon Ball Z. I think I'm on like episode 20. I am blasting through Dragon Ball Z. I'm able to go through that a lot faster than I did with Dragon Ball. I've been loving it so far. I've been loving it. Been loving it. I'm hoping I want to play the new Dragon Ball game when it comes out. I'm gonna go through the games too at some point, around maybe September. Yeah, Sparking Zero. Yeah. I have Evan. I have the biggest Dragon Ball fans. They're mentoring me. They're telling me what to do.
I feel like this is like the biggest
to get ready for
Sonic ever, with movies, TV shows, so many games. Like, how's it feel to see that so many new people are experiencing Sonic for the first time and learning about the character and the lore and the story, you know. So
そうですね。私ももう30年以上ソニック
I
やって
just
て
gotta
本
say,
当に
yo,
今
my
は
man's jacket
ソ
is
ニックが
crazy.
最高の盛
I
り上が
actually
りを
like it.
見せてて
Where can I
本当
buy
に
that?
心
I
か
don't
ら
know what that
嬉し
is,
く
but
思
it's
って
just
ま
I
す
like the
し
colors.
この前映画をきっかけにこうソニックを今まで知らなかった人が本当にこうたくさん入ってきてくれて、まあ、ソニックの魅力を知ってもらったっていういい機会ですので、まあ、今回はこうムービー3で今度シャドウの魅力がこう世界中に
Honestly, I feel like the energy in the office is probably higher now too. Can you guys imagine, like, I feel like working for Sonic Team now has to be infinitely better than how it felt in like 2013,
I've been
14,
working on
15.
Sonic games for over 30 years now. So it really makes me happy to see all these people enjoying Sonic and really getting excited for the new Sonic games. And it really started with the movie. The movie brought in a lot of new people.
Y'all, it's actually crazy. Do you guys ever think about the fact that, like, if that design didn't change, if that stupid movie design did not change, we would have been on a completely different path. Like, we would have had, the movie would have bombed, people would have mocked it, Sonic would have had yet another stain, they would have made fun of Sega, and we would have just, we literally, genuinely, it really all started with that movie design changing, giving this game, the movie, such good PR, blowing it up, everyone going out to see it, supporting it because they made that change. It doing so well that it got movie 2, which did better overall. It was a better Sonic movie. They learned from that feedback, and now we're getting movie 3. It really all started there. We were so close to literally the biggest disaster for Sonic and really hurting the franchise, and it really turned it around. Like, I would have imagined if the original movie came out with that design, like, Sega wouldn't even talk about, like, do you guys remember? I remember this, and I feel like people forgot about. I remember right after the first trailer, before they announced they were redesigning him, when it was shit. It was just a shit time. I was depressed as hell. You guys can see that in the videos. I was angry. And I remember Sega started distancing themselves from this project. First off, they put it all on Paramount. They said, "Oh, we told them we didn't like the design." They didn't listen. And then I remember Sega saying they were distancing themselves. I remember Sega being like, "Oh, we have nothing to do with this project. This is all Paramount's thing. It's a different universe." I remember Sega starting to distance themselves from it. And then when they got all hype again and everything, they came back. Like, Sega got back involved in it, saying, "Oh yeah, we're part of this, all this stuff." But like, I just imagine, like, in an alternate reality, say the original movie came out with that shit design, the movie would have flopped, it would have been bad, people would have made fun of it, it would have reviewed horribly, and then they wouldn't even answered questions about the movie. They would have just said, "Oh, that's not us. That was a Paramount thing. We had no control over it."
I haven't seen even Sonic before, and they really started understanding like why Sonic is such
crazy
a cool character. What the appeal of
Sega
Sonic
almost
is.
left for milk. Yeah, they
And
almost did.
I'm really
Almost
appreciative
did.
of everyone getting excited for Sonic. For movie 3, we're going to see Shadow make an appearance, and I'm hoping everyone gets just as excited to see what a cool character Shadow is and really come into the franchise deeper and enjoy all the content we have.
Yeah, I know so many people that love Shadow. Love Shadow.
That's great though too. People getting introduced to Shadow
Sonic, right?
for playing this game first. And it looks like it's gonna be great.
Please, can I get one?
Amazing.
Get one? So yeah. Now the thing I was gonna mention to you too, like, why was it important to release Sonic Generation this time around? I know that it came out years ago, but why now? Why, besides having Shadows in there too?
そうですね。ソニックジェネレーションズではもともとソニック20周年の
That's a good question. This is actually a good question. I actually want to know why Generations. Because to be fair, and now that I think about it, other than the Time Eater aspect of the story, I'm actually thinking about it, right? What if this was tied? You know what? It just hit me. I didn't even think about this. I get why it's tied to it because of the Time Eater and going back in time. But in the same way, Frontiers also went back in time. You played those cyberspace levels and you were going back in time because of the... it was Sonic's memories, right? And I'm wondering, What if Shadow Generations was like tied to Frontiers? And it was just like Shadow's dealing with the same shit as Sonic, and it's his memories, you know? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm wondering what his answer is going to be here. I guess, like, in hindsight, the Time Eater would make more sense story-wise. It would, don't get me wrong. But I am wondering, you know, it is running off the same engine as Frontiers. It controls the same as Frontiers. Why not Frontiers? I didn't really think about that.
ソニックジェネレーションズではもともとソニック20周年のタイミングでソニックを知らなかった人たちにクラシックソニックのサイドスクローリングの良さとかモダンソニックのハイスピードな 3D アクションの良さとか、それをこう知らない人にもこう伝達するための目的で作ったゲームなんですね。なので今まさにこの映画1、2、3でいろんなオーディエンスが増えている中でこのソニックジェネレーション、そして、シャドウジェネレーションというのが本当に最適なタイトルだということで企画しました。
Sonic Generations was our 20th anniversary title, and really the concept behind it was we need to make a game that can appeal to everyone who maybe doesn't know how much fun those original 2D side-scrolling Sonic games were, or maybe they don't even know like the 3D high-speed platform action games. They didn't play it and they didn't understand it. And
okay, so real quick, I'm distracted. I did want to mention this. This is such a nitpick, by the way. It's such a nitpick. Leave your hate comments in the description. I just want to know, are they ever going to fix this right here? For those that don't know, these orbs are actually supposed to go down here because there's supposed to be a bar right here in Sonic Generations. You can't see it now because the hub is off. But the orbs are not going down there. They stop right here. And this was a problem in the original. If you ran the game at 4K, the orbs would stop right here because they were... So it's actually a problem that has stemmed since release. I'm wondering if that will ever get addressed, if they're going to fix it, or even if they know about it. I don't know.
Play it and they didn't understand it. And so Sonic Generations was that title to really present everything cool about Sonic. The great 2D, the great 3D, and appeal to those new audience to really get them to understand what's so fun.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I guess that's why they're thinking about the new fans for movie 3. Really, this sounds like this game really is for movie 3. Movie 3 is coming. They wanted a tie-in game with it. On top of introducing Shadow in a cool way because he's in movie 3, they also want people to have a good history of Sonic in case they're brand new. So, okay, I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
Movie 2 and soon movie 3 coming out. So we realize we have this huge audience of new people that maybe know Sonic the character from the movies, but don't know that so much from the games. And they probably don't know much about Shadow either. So this is really going to be a game. It's a perfect match of a game that introduces everything.
Thanks. Now you can't unsee it. You're welcome.
Past gameplay.
That's why I'm
here.
Now
we're adding in Shadow as well, and we can really show people what's cool about Sonic, what's cool about Shadow, all in one title.
So I played the demo. I went straight to Shadow to see how it is and everything. And while working on it, working on this game, I noticed that you guys want to kind of have like the same gameplay graphics similar to like Generations, or you guys from the beginning wanted to do something totally different for Shadow, for the Shadow content?
For Shadow?
Yeah.
そうですね。まずジェネレーションシリーズということで、
I actually don't quite understand the question.
ソニックジェネレーションズで良かったその昔のグラフィックをきれいに
Different
蘇らせる。
graphic? I mean, it's just higher fidelity. It's higher fidelity. I mean, it's
ジェネレーションの良さを
it's running on a Hedgehog
そ
engine
の
too.
まま引き継ぎながら、今回はホワイトスペースっていう、元のソニックジェネレーションズはただ単にステージセレクト画面だったんですけども、今回はそこをこうオープンゾーンみたいなエリアにして、その中でもこう遊びをやらせろうという、そういう新しい試みもどんどん取り入れてます。
So yes, the Shadow Generations game format is it's part of the Generation series. So we wanted to keep the 3D gameplay as well as the 2D gameplay in there to really appeal to people that like that Sonic Generations gameplay in general. This is now the Shadow side of that same format gameplay. But we wanted to also make some new stuff. And one of the new things that we made was the white space for Shadow Generations. You know, for the Sonic side, it was really more of a 2D side-scrolling, playable stage select screen. But for Shadow Generations, we wanted to take it to the next level. So we built this huge 3D open zone area where you get to run around in, play around in, and then also enter the game from.
Yeah, I had a great time. Very challenging, the bosses too. But for those that haven't had a chance to play the demo here, what you could tell us a little bit about the demo that is available here on Summer Game Fest?
こうデモの中で見てほしいところ。見てほしいところ。
Yeah.
そうですね。まずシャドウプレイっていうのを一番体験してほしいところなんですけども、もう一番最初のシャドウのゲームプレイで彼の得意技であるカオスコントロールが使えるんですけども、このカオスコントロールっていうのは時間を止める技なんですね。ただ彼が
Yeah, he's asking good questions. He is.
カオスコントロールっていう技があったんですけど、この時間を止めてこう地形を新しくこう
No one's really asked like a bad question.
タイムストップの良さを一番こうよく表して
Yeah, of course he's not. Yeah, you got it. You can't just like freeze up. Let him know like you're listening. Even if you don't understand him, you're listening. It's an affirmation. Social cues, chat.
それ
Social
の
cues,
一
if
つ
you will.
を今回のデモディスクでも入れてますので、そこら辺も楽しんでもらえればなと思います。
So yes, I would recommend playing the Shadow portion, and when you're doing that, you'll know that Shadow is able to use Chaos Control to kind of stop time. But what's going to be unique and interesting is using Chaos Control here in Shadow Generations. When you stop time, and this is kind of a new fun thing that the team has put in, it'll create kind of new places you can run to, new platforms you can jump off of.
And I hope we see more of it. That's something I love about the level design. I hope it's super integral. Not super integral, but I hope like every other level too incorporates it as well as the first one does.
I'd say the second thing would be the Doom powers. We've included special actions for Shadow in Shadow
And we haven't seen much of those yet. I want to see those.
Really be a lot of fun for people, so definitely give it a go. Use those Doom powers and stay tuned for more.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
When is the official release date and platforms where this game is going to be available?
はい、今年の10月25日に、もうすべてのプラットフォームですね、スイッチ、プレイステーション、Xbox、Steam、Epic、すべてのプラットフォームで10月25日に発売です。で、デジタルデラックエディションを予約した方は、さらにこう3日間先にプレイできる特典も用意してます。
I don't.
The game will be out this year, October 25th, on all platforms. So Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation family, Xbox, Steam, as well as Epic. We will be releasing everywhere. And we do have a digital deluxe edition that if you, pre-order, go get it. If you get it, you will have 3 days of early gameplay to enjoy the game.
I guess we stream in 3 days early, bro. I'm just saying. I don't...
TVD is okay. All right, man. Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you on the show again, man. So
awesome. Good check. Shout out to Danny Piano on that one. Yo, there was a lot of interviews, man. It's like Izuka interview galore. Can you imagine? Like, bro has to be exhausted. That's a lot. I think we covered all the new interviews. We're not really gonna have new gameplay per se. But we're definitely gonna have new interviews like that, man. Shit, let me check out the tweet thread real quick and make sure I'm not missing anything there. Yeah, let me check here. Sam, you need to watch this. It's unrelated, but you need to watch this. Is this like a reaction?
So Sonic got a kid?
Man, people are so confident. Like, they just say anything about this franchise. It's crazy. Like... I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed. How do you just say, like, people, like, you don't see me making a video about like oh God, what's the series? I don't know, like I don't know, Undertale or some shit. Like, you don't see me like just making a video and just saying like any like. If you don't know, bro, do some research, man. Sonic's kid. Oh Lord, that's crazy. That's crazy. I just what? That shit's funny. That shit's so what? The Sonic's kid. I can't believe they said that. You never ever seen classic Sonic in your life. He's been by modern Sonic for like the last however long, dude. What are you doing? Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much it, chat. I think that's going to cover it for today. This is probably going to be the last discussion one we have with Sonic Shadow Generation for a while until we see something new. I think we fucking covered everything, y'all. By the way, heart spam in the chat. Heart spam in the chat because we literally covered like everything there is. We did all these streams. We did all the gameplay reactions. We covered all the interviews. We covered all the screenshots and all the stuff about the game, man. I think there's only one thing to say is, dude, I am hyped. I know, compared to any other Sonic game in recent time, this is the one game where I'm just looking at it. I'm like, this looks like it's going to be good. Genuinely, this looks like it's going to be good. And I really don't have much complaints at all. You know what I mean? I really am hyped for this game. I think it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a W. I think the only thing we got to know is the length. That's something we don't know yet. For me, as long as it's 2 hours, like a Bowser's Fury type thing, give me a good solid thing. Sonic has subscribed. Is that like the? How is your name just Sonic? I don't know. Thank you, Sonic. Yeah, no, I'm hyped for this game. I really am. Like this, I legit am. Like, I just think it's gonna be a good one. No matter what, I think it's a W. So we're gonna have to wait and see what we got in store here. And of course, obviously, when the game comes out, you know I'm gonna cover it. You know I'm gonna be there. You know Girl Kells is gonna raid me right when I was talking about ending. Yo, what's up? How you doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to the stream. Yo, what's up, guys? I actually need to catch up real quick on donos, though, real quick. You guys probably answered some questions. Thank you so much, Girl Kells. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the spam. That is so funny, man. Oh my god. I do agree though, Radical Highway does look great, Justice W. It does look great. I think it looks fantastic, and I'm excited to see what other stages come back. Here's my question, y'all. What stages do you guys want to see return? Because we have Bullet Station, right? We saw that in the trailer. We saw Kingdom Valley. What other stages do you guys hope returns in Sonic X Shadow Generations? You know what I mean? What do y'all think? You're good, girl. You're good, Super Girl. You're good, Kels. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thanks for hosting Raising Rings, by the way. It was fun. Yeah, Raising Rings was amazing. We raised over $10,000 in charity, dude. White Acropolis would be cool. Black Comet, Flame Core. Black Comet. I didn't think about that one. That'd be interesting. Lethal Highway. Okay. Green Forest. That'd be Shadows. That'd be like Shadow. Mystic Mansion. Do you think we're gonna get more hero stages? I don't know. That'd be sick. I would not be against that. Aquatic Base. I hope so, man. I'm wondering what other stages we're gonna get. That'll be interesting. That will be interesting to see what we get. Westopolis. I mean, it'd be easy for them. I mean, they already got a bunch of buildings. I mean, really, how much different would it look from Radical Highway? I mean, you know, other than looking more realistic. Well, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. You know, I'm not expecting a whole lot of levels. I will say that out of the gate, because again, they did say it's not going to be as long as Generations. And we already have 3 levels confirmed. Multiple acts in those. Keep that in mind. The arc is going to have multiple acts. That means we're going to have multiple acts in Kingdom Valley, in Bullet Station. So I'm wondering if, like, how many others... Like, If I had to guess how many stages we probably have after those 3, and it's supposed to be shorter than Generations, I say maybe 3, 4 more stages, maybe. Keep in mind, those are multiple acts. So, like, I'm wondering if, like, maybe like, if they have multiple acts, maybe there's, like 3 or 4 more stages. Yeah. Yeah. Because what? Generations has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 9. Did Generations just have 9 levels? 2 acts each. One was 3D, one was 2D. With a bunch of the smaller challenges in them. So I'm wondering if it would be like, yeah, like a couple more. We'll have to wait and see on that one, yeah. Yeah, bosses, Robobat. Yeah. Dude, I hope the bosses go crazy. Here's the thing, too, that we gotta think about, too, guys. After Sonic Frontiers, the bosses with, like, Giganto, Wyvern, and Knight, the boss battles, which we've seen, by the way, so far with the Bio-Lizard, which looks like a fun fight, very cinematic, too, which I do like. I'm wondering what inspiration it'll take from Frontiers, because the Frontiers kind of raised the bar on bosses. I'm wondering how this will make the bosses even better. We'll have to wait and see. Buffalo's boss will go crazy. That would make sense too, because he went against Shadow. You know, we have Bio-Lizard. I'm wondering what major enemies went against Shadow. Obviously, Mephiles. Infinite, maybe? You think Infinite's gonna return? But does the Time Eater go forward in time? That's a question we gotta know. Like, would the Time Eater grab from the future as well, or just the past? Iblis, yeah. Shadow androids, that'd be sick. I guess it could, right? It's just time. I don't know. You want Green Hills? You're a troll. You're a troll and you know it. I'm sorry, I know the chat keeps breaking. Blame Streamlabs and YouTube's horrible API. Emerald. That's a throwback. Emerald would be sick, bro. Emerald would be sick. Huh. Okay. Oh man. I don't know, chat. I gotta be honest with y'all. I usually do like memes and fan art in this part, but I'm not connected to my Discord right now, so I actually don't know if I can do fan art right now because I'm not connected on Discord. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that right now. Let me see here. Let me see if I could connect on browser. Let me look here. Log in. Authenticate security code? Oh shit, that's on me. Okay, hold on. Hang on, I gotta sign in. Oh lord. Oh lord. Okay, hold on. Is it my authentication key? I'm not showing my screen, right? Okay, good. Almost lost my whole Discord right there. Use a phone? Yes. What? What is the point of the authenticator? Now I gotta like... Oh my god. Now it's like a whole... Just give me a minute. Bro, Face ID? Why do they keep changing how you sign into stuff? I hate this. Okay, here we go. Damn. Why do they keep doing that shit? Alright. Let me look here. Black Bull would go hard, I'm not gonna lie.
the touchscreen works the same way as it does for those systems, but Nintendo 3DS comes with an extending stylus. Hello, little stylus.
Hello, Mario.
I hate you, bro. I hate you. Thank you, Katie. Oh man. What is this? What is this? What is this? Angel Troid. Angel Troid, I saw that. It don't look like a tomato. How dare you? Lumi, what you got? Lumi, shout out to you for this. Oh, Twitter, bro. And then SonicTubers. Thumbnails. It's gonna be the thumbnails, bro. Not watching the stream, by the way. Damn. Okay, Lumi. I'm not spoiling anything. What the hell are you doing? Dude, he wants to go in, like, completely unaware. I respect it. Why did you link this? What? That's my video. How dare you? And Out of Context also went crazy. Shout out to Out of Context. Yo, Winner64. What is this? A very nice relationship? What? Is this Kenny's bed? What? Yo, I actually really like this art. I really like this art of me. This is actually a literal... Chat, y'all don't know this, dude. When I get over here, her bed and couches are just filled with plushes. Filled. So this is actually accurate. I sleep with Sonic plushes now at night. It's actually accurate. F-Ham, what we got? Sam Procrastinates forces PTSD be like... It's linear. Just a single road. That's literally anyone on Twitter right now, and they see a single pathway going forward. Did this right now in just a couple of seconds. How dare you, bro? Tomato Sam. You're done. Keyblade, or the SciShow, I mean, sorry. The SciShow, you're canceled. You're done. You're canceled. How dare you, bro? Alrighty, y'all. I'm going to have to call it there. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I know this was kind of just a chill stream. I want to see if it will work out, and it did. So tomorrow you can expect kind of regular scheduled programming. I'm going to do some two-player. We'll do Sega Superstars Tennis on the PS2 with Kenny. I have not played that game since I was a kid. I think I played it one time when I was younger and haven't turned it on since. So we got to lock in for that one, and I'm going to try that. It's going to be fun. It'll be fun to do that tomorrow. So I'll talk to you guys then. Stay safe. Take care. I forgot I changed my end credits theme, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Last time I chose a song, y'all said it was too depressing. So we're gonna do Sonic Mega Collection. Hold on, I got you. Hold on. No, not that one. Okay, we're gonna do this one. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good day. Have a good night, rather. I'll see you guys very soon. Take care. Bye, y'all. Goodbye. Oh, wait. Can I make credits work? Hold on. Wait, this is why guys, think ahead. I gotta think ahead. Hold on. Can I make credits run? Hold on, because I don't have my stream deck. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. No one move. Nobody move. No one freaking move. This is a... Where is it? I could do this. I'm a professional streamer. End credits. There it is. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. I figured it out. Okay, bye. Brother, what is it doing? Follower 0, 1, 2. That is not... Oh, this is the button. Oh, God, that's the button. I did the wrong button. All right, ignore me, y'all. All right, bye. Zora the Fox, if I missed your thing, I'm so sorry. I will tell her that. Do not worry. Thank you.